And loading software. And live. Alright, let's do this. Share out. The bird. Faces. And
upset.
first, we're going to start off with a little audio. This is from Duty. Post on his Twitter. DSP addresses the 1 Minute Man departure. Let's watch. Or in this case, listen.
Not being able to control me or the topics I talk about. Listen, it's this simple, okay? The rules apply to everyone and always have. It's never been any different. I've been doing this for 16 years, all right? And not once ever in my 16-year run as a YouTuber have I let someone who contributes control me or my content.
Bullshit. What was it, King Tut or Emerald 7? Guys, I'm playing Street Fighter 5 because that's what King Tut or Emerald 7 really like. King Tut really likes Street Fighter 5, even though I hate it, I'm going to keep playing it because it's what he contributes the most on. And then, most recently, just this year, I fucking hate Baldur's Gate 3, snort, but I always hit $100 because someone's guaranteed me $100 in tips every time I play Baldur's Gate 3. So I gotta play it, guys. So that's absolute bullshit.
All right? If there's topics that I feel are off limits or I don't want to talk about, I'm not going to talk about them. And if someone gets upset because of that, it's just too bad, you know? It doesn't even matter if it's a detractor, if it's a actual, you know, viewer and fan of my content, if it's one of my biggest supporters ever, it doesn't matter who it is. Everyone has to abide by the same rules, and I retain...
Unless he says otherwise, like Street Fighter 5 and Baldur's Gate 3.
The control over my content, period. You know,
Ryan,
if I don't want to take it in a certain
Nathan,
direction that I feel is going to be negative for the channel overall or the stream or the viewers, I will not do that. All right? So it's that simple. And, you know, sometimes it happens where over the years, you get a change in attitudes, you get a change in all kinds of stuff. It's happened many different times over the years if you haven't noticed. It's not just one particular person. So, listen, what it might very
But this time it is 1 Minute Man leaving.
well be is that at one point, someone really likes my content. And so they want to support it. But then over a course of several years, maybe they fall out of love with my content and they don't like it as much, but now they want to participate in a different way. So now they want to stir conversation, whatever it could be. But the truth is, it's never going to change, okay? It's always going to be the same. Nothing is going to change around here, all right? You're not going to see me being completely controlled by anyone or anything, any force, right? It doesn't matter if it's...
Unless it's money, then he will definitely be controlled by it.
A particular line of conversation, a question, whatever it may be.
Doing all right.
Right?
I don't work Mondays, so I can't have a case of the Mondays.
You know, it just is what it is. That's how I am, too. Like, you know, I'm not going to be favoritistic towards any party or parties because of stuff. You know, I mean, how many times has Kirk asked to be unbanned? And I said, listen, even though you support the streams, I'm not unbanning you. You've violated the rules.
Because he tips $1. Sorry that $1 is enough to get you unbanned, buddy, but if it's only $1, he's not going to unban you.
Too many times. If you want to come back as someone else that I don't know it's you, that's one thing. I can't stop you, but I'm absolutely not going to
come back under a different name.
Unban you. I'm not having you come back when you've broken the rules so many times and you refuse to change. So that's it, you know. You got to put your foot down at some point, and that's how it is around here, you know.
Yeah, your gouty foot, unless, you know, it's a top contributor like 1 Minute Man, then it's 1 Minute Man, come back. Minute Man, I need you. And now, let's move on to the Daily Wrap from the 26th.
Everyone, Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Friday, the 26th of April, 2024. A pretty cool day of coming back after break, especially because of the massive success of the Fallout 4 playthrough that I started Wednesday night. It hit the YouTube algorithm for about 3 hours and got me a good 20,000+ bonus views because of it. It continues.
Most likely view bots, but that's mostly because A, he doesn't get those kind of views on a video. B, his own fans complained that they couldn't find him. His own fans who are subbed and memberships to him couldn't find him. So all the randos finding him. But he also clickbaited the title with 4K 60 frames per second, whatever it was, update, which the update wasn't out yet at the time of that video. So people could have been like, wait a minute, the update's out already? What was this guy say about the update? And then 30 seconds in, be like, oh, holy shit, this guy sucks, and clicked out.
Used to do pretty good, getting more views than any other video on my channel right now, which is cool. And that's why I redid the schedule for today. So On today's Level 1 podcast, I talked all about
the sacred schedule that he cannot change for any reason whatsoever unless he wants to.
my day off. I talked about how the algorithm hit part 1 of the Fallout 4 playthrough right. Gave me a good 3-4 hours in the algorithm as a recommended video, giving me a lot of views. And basically, I also talked about my wife doing this next-gen update to Fallout 4 on her Xbox Series S during our day off, and me experiencing her doing some of the content, which is hilarious, because some of it is completely fucking broken and not working, similar to the Pit DLC back when Fallout 3 had its first DLC release like 15 years ago. So yeah, in 15 years, Bethesda has not actually learned their lesson and improved anything. Pretty funny. In addition, I talked about my day off, gaming news, and a lot of stuff on the podcast.
Gee, DSP, not learning your lesson or doing anything differently in 15 years? Why does that sound so familiar? Oh, right, because that's your existence.
And then we jumped into Fallout 4. Yes, I rescheduled everything because Fallout 4 did so well.
Exactly,
I
said it could have been the clickbait title, drew people in for 30 seconds.
So we played it
and
did pretty good today. We actually did a few different things. We finished up essentially rescuing the Minutemen at the Concord Museum. And then normally what people would do is follow them back to Sanctuary and start doing the Minutemen mission. I said, screw that. I know what that is. They're going to make me build the goddamn bases, and I don't want to do them. So I ignored it, and instead, it said, oh, one of the missions is to go to Diamond City. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go explore. So I ended up going southwards to Lexington. We fully explored Lexington, checked out all this stuff, got a bunch of items, leveled up a bunch. Actually went to the Corvega plant, and actually cleared the whole Corvega plant, which is funny, because I swear you need something in that plant for a mission, and I think I might have had it or done it. But I did it before I ever had the mission. So maybe I'll get the mission complete later or something, just for having done it. I'm not sure. Got our first bobblehead today, and continued south. Ended up in, not Concord, but...
It was also very boring because it took him what? I think it was about 45 minutes before he got to the bomb drop. Mind you, that's like 15 minutes into the game is the bomb dropping, and it took him roughly 45 minutes to get there. Something that's supposed to happen within 15 minutes took him 45 minutes.
Cambridge, we went to the basically it's when you run into the Brotherhood. So we ran into the Brotherhood, and that's where we ended up. Like, it was 3 solid hours of great progress, good fun. Yes, I died a lot. Here's why. I'm a melee build. And it's hard to play as a melee build in this game. A lot of these enemies have very tough weapons. Like, this guy kept killing me with a mini nuke over and over. I was like, dude, he's point blank and he's shooting a mini nuke. So obviously he's killing himself too. He's a complete idiot. But I mean, yeah, the enemies in this game are not smart. They're morons. You have to deal with that kind of shit.
Just like you.
But I had a good time. I really did. It was fun. And I hope that you'll check out the gameplay. Am I expecting to get as many views on Fallout 4 today's stuff as I did on the ridiculous over 25,000 views that I've gotten on part 1? No, I don't think so. I don't think it will. I think none of these parts are probably going to hit the algorithm right to do that. But hey, I had a good time with it. This is going to be a fun playthrough. People are showing.
And guys, it has like 30,000 views now on part 1. What about part 2? Oh, it's not broken. 3,000 views. Womp womp. Shaw, how's it going? And Agent Smith. Yeah, most likely I'm in 90% camp of view bots, but there's that 10% chance that the clickbaity title drew people in for at least 30 seconds before they clicked out going, oh, hey, shit, this guy's a jackass.
Showing up and engaging and supporting, so it's all good. Tonight's late stream was Friday Night Fights and Street Fighter 6, more Zangief, and basically with Zangief, I'm kind of hitting the same wall that I hit with Lily, where I feel like I just cannot beat the top tiers, Cammy particularly, but, you know, in general, the top tiers. He doesn't seem to have the tools to do it, and I don't play enough to perfect spacing, to perfect timing and everything in order to beat them. So what ends up happening is I'm playing, if I'm facing anyone who's mid to low tier, I pretty much win. If I face anyone who's slightly above mid tier, it's kind of an even. Like, there was a bunch of Ryus tonight. It was kind of like a 50-50 if I beat a Ryu tonight. Kens, a lot of the times I seem to have their number. I think it's because I fought so many Kens and they make so many silly mistakes because they all suck now. But, man, anytime, seriously, anytime that I'm facing a top tier, I just get spanked. The Cammy in particular, I just cannot beat Cammy. She has a safe pattern that she can do over and over, and you just can't do anything about it with Zangief. So,
hey, not everyone can deal with this much gout all the time, right, Agent Smith?
I implemented new tech tonight. I got new combos, I got new spacing and traps. It's all working well. I'm even comboing the level 2.
They've only hit the wall in video games, like he hit the wall when he was driving down the highway and wrecked himself.
Super into a level 1 super and stuff like that, which
But it wasn't
really
his fault.
The only problem is, I know when I go to rank, you know what we're going to face. We're going to be facing endless armies of these top tiers, so I don't even know what to do. Like, I want to get Zangief to master, but I feel like it's going to be such an uphill losing battle, always facing a zillion fucking, you know, Cammies and or top tiers, and it's just going to be a spanking when I do, unless I get lucky. So, we'll see. So, what I have to determine now, do I possibly want to do one more casual session with Zangief, or do I just want to try for rank? I'll have to think about it. I'm almost thinking, like, what I'll do next session, which is probably going to be, like, Tuesday or Wednesday night. I'll do one more this week.
Every character.
I'll probably do the first hour casual, and then maybe the second hour I tip rank, and we see how it goes. Okay? Okay, so it was a great streaming day today. Overall, I had fun, great variety. Now, tomorrow, Saturday, is essentially going to swap around because I did Fallout today. So tomorrow's daytime stream will be the premiere of Another Crab's Treasure. From what people are telling me, it plays like Sekiro, which is funny because it's described as a...
Which is funny because he played and beat Sekiro using guides and chat holding his hand, but he did beat it. And yet the very first boss of the game, which he recognized as the tree sentinel from Elden Ring, which means you're not supposed to fucking fight it yet. You're supposed to go around it. But nope, not DSP. Just beat his head against the wall for 45 fucking minutes. Holly in Hell, how's it going?
a Souls-like. I don't even think Sekiro is a Souls-like. I think if you look at all the games FromSoft has made, Sekiro is the least Souls-like game there is. And
it is the least Souls-like, but it's still Souls-like.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give it a shot. It's a Game Pass game. If it ends up being fun and something that people like, I'll keep it in the rotation. If we play it and it's a one-off and no one really likes it,
he's playing it again on Tuesday.
I'm very curious how people will react to it because it is not an official FromSoft game.
He did eventually kill it.
This is not like Lies of P, where the game has insane production values and looks great, and then it ends up being good too. This game is going to be kind of a, you know, a lower end indie game. So I wonder. It's from Aggro Crab, and a lot of people say that Aggro Crab is a good game dev. So I'm going to try it tomorrow. All right.
You could have looked that up on your own.
It's actually the first time I'm actually playing Helldivers 2 as a night stream, but I mean it is a multiplayer game, so it kind of makes sense to have it as a night stream for now. And if this Crab game catches on, then probably Helldivers 2 will continue as night streams. If it doesn't catch on, then probably we'll bring Helldivers 2 back as a day stream. So it really depends. We have to see how it goes tomorrow. But that's it. And then, of course, Sunday's React Day all day.
Helldivers 2 on night streams isn't bringing in the money like it does during the day. So he's going to have to bring it back to the day or he's fucked. Or he'll just drop the game.
Monday will be the return of Fallout 4. And Monday night, I'm probably going to do Elden Ring, which is the beginning of the Haley tree, which is going to be pretty fun and challenging. So you have an idea roughly of what to expect for the next several days. Okay? Guys, thank you all.
Nice, Shao. That's awesome.
I've really enjoyed it so far. The 5 hours I played, I'm having a good time, and I can't wait to get this melee build much better. And I wish you a good night. Be safe. See you in the morning. Peace out.
Next. That's right. We got more daily copes to watch. And this is from the 28th.
Ready, everyone? Good evening, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Sunday, the 28th of April, 2024, also known as React Day. As you know, every Sunday is a full day of reacting. That splits up my gameplay. Today was a fun one for sure. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Wait, didn't make much money, so he's going to be unhappy.
I talk in depth about my initial impressions of Another Crab's Treasure, the
Souls-like
game,
never heard of it.
cutesy demeanor, but quite challenging gameplay that I started yesterday. I also had a little bit of a new...
But dude, it's a new playthrough of Fallout 4. So it's totally new, dude. I love that. Guys, we need new games. We need new games. We need new games. But no RPGs. And then he plays an old RPG. Like, how is this mental disconnect there like that, DSP? Like, how do you get this? What are you thinking?
News story about Evo Japan getting banned from Twitch, which was absolutely ludicrously stupid, among other things. So it was a fun podcast.
I assume New Vegas was trying to play it crashing all the time and me giving up on it. So maybe we'll play in the future.
Channel members nominated.
I was never able to actually beat it.
Watch. It was a very good variety of stuff today. Just a few things that we saw involved things like DRM in games, knock off fast food chains. The idea of what GeForce Now is, and if I should possibly maybe try it out this year, because you can basically live stream games without actually needing a gaming PC, among many other things. Like, it's always a good variety of topics on that show. I had a good time. The audience had a good time. The topics were varied and fun. In fact, I would say it was on par.
Because they make a lot of money, guys, so we need to step it up during the
very mysterious thing happened today.
Tomorrow.
The support was ridiculously low. The entirety of the
told you, ridiculously low, guys. Not just low, ridiculously low.
Podcast plus the React show netted $10 in tips, $7 in super chats, and 1 membership. That was my entire first stream. Now, listen, I'm not complaining. I had a good week otherwise. And, quite frankly, this is the first time ever that a React stream had done that poorly. I usually have decent React streams on the DSP React channel. They're not always amazing, but they usually do okay. I was
basically surprised. Daddy did the homework for
because
100%.
It wasn't like attendance was low. It wasn't like engagement was low. It pretty much went just like a normal React stream. I just have no idea. Maybe it was just a bad luck day. I don't know. I'm certainly not going to start panicking.
Maybe you guys need to step up and give me more money.
If things continue down that path, then maybe we will have to reevaluate the reacting channel. I hope not, because I like doing that show every single
week. Oh, wow. The second he crosses his arms, he's so defensive.
Week. I like that I every once in a while get to do some variety. Like, for example, we just did the live review of the Fallout TV series. I'm planning on doing that more with more shows and things over the course of this year. Maybe even particular games should warrant being reviewed over there, right? Maybe I'll review, like, the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC for Elden Ring or something like that. Could make sense to do. So I like the channel. I hope that
could
it
make
was just
sense.
a
You guys
one-off
give me
thing.
money
Keep in
for
mind,
it.
if you want to support the DSP Reacts efforts, you can become a member over there of either the submissions tier or higher, and then you get to nominate clips for next week's show. In fact, the threads are already live if you want to do that on the community tab of the page on the main channel. So
Why would people want to see games on a game channel flooded? They're terrible.
That would help a lot. Okay.
Exactly, Oddrat.
Then tonight on the DSP Throwback channel, it was the continuation of my Retro React series on The Walking Dead Season 1 Telltale game. We had a good night. Basically, we finished up all of it.
Well, not just restricting
and we still had a little bit of extra time, so we
react to.
one more
the fact that with like a 6-minute video, he'll watch 30 seconds and then skip the rest.
Let me just say this: there's not a lot of action.
He'll be watching. No, oh hey, here's a 6-minute video. All right, 30 seconds in. I don't care about this. Skip. Well, how about you tell your audience why does it interest you? What about this content is not exciting to you? Why do you not care about whatever content it is that you're reacting to? Tell your audience, like, well, guys, the reason I find this boring is because it's talking about, I don't know, the tsunami that hit in Thailand 16 years ago, and I just don't care about that. I mean, that day I was in Nashville trying to go to a tournament, and I got lost in the city, So, like, I completely missed all the news, because, back then we didn't have social media. I couldn't go on my phone and see the news about a tsunami in Thailand, so this doesn't really interest me about that. That would be a much better way to react to a video you don't care about than going, this is fucking stupid. Whoever submitted this is a fucking moron. Skip.
In episode 3, but dude, there is a lot of loss. That's all I'm going to say. If you're going to watch it and you don't want to be spoiled, because maybe you've never played the game yourself before, there's just a lot of depressing, dark stuff, a lot of lost people who you might have grown to like.
Yes, members are paying for the content, but it's not good enough, dude.
It was pretty depressing, honestly.
Just because you pay for something doesn't mean you should get it, dude.
On the fly that
don't you know about Project 7?
Expecting stuff like that. Good conversation with the chat as always. I really enjoyed the throwback streams, and quite frankly, it did great. As for a night stream, everything was good in regards to engagement and also support.
It did worse than Helldivers 2. Now notice the night stream. It did good for a night stream, guys, but that night stream did worse than the Helldivers 2 night stream. And Helldivers 2 night stream was going to get Helldivers 2 sent to ban world. Why is it that Helldivers 2 can do better on a night stream than your React content on a night stream, but the night streams for React stays, but not for Helldivers 2? I wonder why.
Was quite good too. Not amazing, but it was good for a night stream.
I say, if you pull a Joker and set money on fire, you can record and be like, oh, I just burnt a $100 bill. Isn't that hilarious? And then get 16 views. But, I mean, if you burn enough money, bet people would watch it. Be like, all right, guys, here's what happens when you set $10,000 on fire. Mind you, this is what DSP spends. There you go. If you have that kind of money, be like, if you're Mr. Beast, I'm like, all right, make fun of DSP today. Here's what DSP spends on WWE Champions in 3 months. That sets them on fire. That was a better use of my money of 10 grand than DSP does with it for WWE Champions. And alright, guys, get ready for my new Squid Games Season 3 coming out. Bye from Mr. Beast. Are you going to tell me Mr. Beast does something like that? Of setting $10,000 on fire just to see what it looks like? I wonder if it would burn green. Because I'm pretty sure if you set something that's like that on fire, it might have a green hue to it, which would look pretty cool.
So again, no complaints there.
Because then the trolls make fun of him for bringing up money all the time, dude.
Really
don't you know?
About the React show earlier
so he can't mention money. He's got to say contributions.
The night stream did good, so it maybe just was bad luck for one stream. I don't know.
Parts.
Anyway, well, what's now going to happen is those parts will now all upload. 2 parts of the React show, as well as the first part of the Retro React to Walking Dead will all go live tonight.
If he says money, he gets made fun of.
Channels.
Gotta say support and
if you become
contributions.
channel members on either the React channel or the Throwback channel, you have instant access to those archive streams, so you don't have to wait all week to watch the parts. You could just watch the archive stream if you would like. So consider becoming a member.
That'd be awesome, Flutter. I can tell you, he said.
And I want to say thank you.
Huge chunk of money on fire, like Joker did. People would watch it,
whether it's the Throwback channel or the Fallout 4 playthrough on DSP.
But you gotta have the money to burn in the first place.
And I do appreciate that. So thank you to anyone who's supporting in that way after the fact as well. Okay. So overall today, a fun full React day, but tomorrow we're back on track with full gameplay. On DSP Gaming all day long. There'll be a fun level 1 podcast in the morning. And then we will swing into more Fallout 4, which I'm very excited for. So far, the playthrough's been interesting. An Idiot Savant melee run. Very different from the runs that I would typically do in a Fallout game. I'm excited to continue on with this run and see how it goes.
Idiot Savant, so it's just like you without the
advice
Savant
on
part.
what, perks and things to pick when I level up, which I appreciate. And I'm very excited for that. I hope you'll join me for that on the first stream. Tomorrow night's late stream is something different. It's Elden Ring. starting of the Haley tree. We're in the very first area
This
of Haley tree
way, how's
arrival.
it going?
And I'm very curious to see how Elden Ring will do as a night stream. As a day stream, it's done fine for the last month or so, and 20 plus hours that I've been playing this as the second half. Remember, I started this playthrough last year and then kind of put it on hiatus, and now we resumed it this year to get this done before the DLC comes out in June. So Haley Tree is the hardest part of the game. It's very challenging, it's fun, it's unforgiving, but man, it's also rewarding. So I hope you will join me tomorrow night on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time for that.
And give me money.
I am a little nervous because some games that have performed well as day streams, as I've taken them to night streams, haven't done well. Case in point, Helldivers 2 has done very well as daytime streams, and then last night I did it as a night stream, and it was dead for support and engagement. And I was like, wow, is this going to be a pattern with this game now because I moved the time slot? So I'm curious what will happen with Elden Ring.
So then move it back to the day stream, jackass.
Hopefully that doesn't happen with Elden Ring, and we do have a good stream tomorrow night, okay? If you're curious, there will be more another Crab's Treasure and Street Fighter 6 on Tuesday, so that way you know what to expect, because we all are alternating the days.
At the beach,
okay?
all right, Luis?
All right, everyone, thank you so very much. Fun React Day today. I thank you all, everyone who attended live. I hope you'll enjoy the content after the fact on demand, and I'll see you all in the morning. Peace out.
And now, on to the main event. Today's pre-stream.
Like that I every once in a while get...
Oh, just in time even. All right. He just started.
A very interesting show because we've got a lot of game news to talk about. Notably, straight from Evo Japan, we finally have the full news on the Akuma update as well as the balance patch for Street Fighter 6 coming up in May.
And yes, we're using raw fill so we don't get DSP review.
To my streams. I know many of you have been waiting a long time for it to come back. Well, it's back in the rotation now, and I'm very excited to continue with my Melee build. So we'll talk about all this and more in today's episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Damn, can't believe how perfectly we caught that. It's 2:09, and he's just now starting.
All right, so good morning and welcome to the show. Of course, I'm DSP. Today is Monday, the 29th of April, 2024, counting down now, end of the month and heading into a new month in just a couple of days. And I'm actually trying out a new background color for the first time ever. I've never used this particular lighting color before.
So give me money, guys. I've never used this color
about
before. Give me money.
Is that it's actually like a lime greenish yellow, but on camera it shows up as white. Does it not? Doesn't it look white? And I'm like, well, hey, it's something different. Never did this one before. Might as well do something a little different for today. And of course, with Fallout 4 back into the mix starting today.
Well, May 1st is coming up.
I know
He's
that you
gonna
guys
ignore
are
that.
excited.
And the thing with the open shirt that he's been doing lately, none of his shirts fit. So when he buttons them, they're very tight on his moobs. And then we detractors make fun of him for it, saying he has more jiggle in his moves than the protagonist in Stellar Blade does in hers. And he hates that. So now he's doing the white shirt underneath the button shirt to hide the fact that his moves are there and that his shirts don't fucking fit.
It's been a great run. I have a little bit to talk about in regards to the status of that playthrough and how things are going, you know, views-wise, engagement-wise, etc.
Views engagement.
And it is a Melee build, and someone gave me some advice on a Melee build that I'll probably talk a little bit about today as well. So good stuff going on, okay? But good amount of game news to cover on today's show, so I'm excited for that. I always like it when we have a good game news segment with a lot to talk about, and today is definitely one of those days. Welcome, and welcome back to gaming as well. Yesterday was my React Day, meaning it's the day of the week that I take away from doing gameplay to do reacting on various types and various channels. I do want to just do a brief update on that, because yesterday I had a lot of fun with the React stuff, but
You made no money.
we had a little bit of a weird performance. I'll tell you what I mean in a sec. So on the first stream yesterday, it was DSP versus the internet over on my DSP Reacts channel. This is the weekly show where I just react to clips from all over the internet of all different subject matters as submitted by the channel members on that YouTube channel. And it works. Like, that formula works. We have enough supporters.
It works.
Via memberships.
If I say enough,
to make
it
the
means it
channel viable.
works.
Every week we do the show, Sunday afternoon. It ends up being 3 hours of big variety. People seem to enjoy it. I like doing it. So it's a good time. However, there's one catch about that channel, the DSP Reacts channel, that is. It basically can't make any ad revenue. because most of the videos that I make on that channel are me reacting to someone else's content, and a lot of them get claimed, which is kind of ridiculous because it should be fair use, but I guess YouTube doesn't care.
Fair use generally does not apply to when there's music in the background or copyrighted clips from like a movie or a TV show. That's why when I used a very short clip from, what show was it? I think it was my Sign of Affection review. I used the intro from the show as the intro to the video review, and guess what? Even though I didn't use the full intro, I used maybe 20 seconds of it, so I got copyright claimed. You know what I did? Went, huh, I was expecting that. Alright, whatever. Put the video up, it goes live. But then again, this is not my job. I don't need this to make me $120,000 a year, unlike DSP.
Most of those videos get claimed, and I lose all ad revenue on them. So because of that, the videos on the channel are neither here nor there when it comes to viewership, when it comes to ads or anything. I don't get anything on it, all right? Where it really comes down to is the number of members on the channel.
Yes, totally quit and go
make
back
that
to
show
Twitch.
viable, because it is the channel members who nominate the clips for the show, and also the revenue that I make during those live streams. Yesterday, for some really bizarre reason, the profit on that stream was terrible, and I don't know what happened because it wasn't an out of the ordinary stream. For example, we had about the same amount of viewers that we usually have. The engagement was actually quite good. People were talking during the clips and having a good time and interacting. So I don't actually know why. And what I like to do is try to get to the bottom of these things. Was it just a one-off week where, I don't know, it was just slow and it's not a big deal? Or is this going to be a pattern? Typically, on any stream that I try to do, I have, set goals. And usually on the React show, we get a few super chats and memberships and tips. And it was like nothing, like no exaggeration. At the end of the show, we had the same amount of tips.
Now, mind you, we just watched this on the daily cope session that he does every night. On his daily rap, he's talking about the exact same stuff that he's talking about right now. So why talk about this now? You talked about it on your daily rap. Or instead of doing it on your daily rap, talk about it now. Why you gotta talk about it multiple times?
As we had at the beginning of the show. Nothing. And we did have a couple super chats, and I think one membership. But no exaggeration, it was
One membership, guys.
the worst show for support since I started the show last year in January. So is that a bad sign?
Yes.
Or is it just that, again, it was an oddity?
That too.
And the thing is, I'm not ready to freak out about it or anything like that at all. What I'll just say is this. If you like the React content on that channel, please support it in some way.
He's not freaking
Sadly,
out,
you
he's just
can't
bringing it
do
up
super
multiple
things.
times.
Jasper, what are you doing? Don't chew my... Oh, he's going to chew wires again. Jasper.
Go, Jasper. Take him out. Go, Jasper.
Anyway.
Take him out.
You can't do a super thanks on the videos because the videos get claimed. And when a video gets claimed, you can't do a super thanks on it. But you can become a channel member. And there's two levels. There's a submissions tier and the ultra tier, both of which you can submit clips for the weekly show. If you don't really care about that.
Very true, Danny. There used to be music that I used. It came from copyright free. It was called copyright free music, which is why I used copyright free music. And then a certain puppy troll decided to copyright claim all videos that had the music that I was using. So I eventually said, "No, what? Fuck this." Made my own music. Something DSP's never thought of. I got my own music on my channels. No. You have music made by your fans. But if you piss off said fans and they decide to copyright claim all that music, then you're fucked. Because it is their music that they made.
And you just want to support the channel, you can just become a standard member, which is the lowest tier. And it still helps the channel out, but you just can't submit clips for the show. In addition to that,
If you could reach into their pockets to take their money, he
link
would.
on every video I put up over there. Okay. So please consider supporting in some way
Greg.
on that channel. The stream itself didn't do good, but maybe we can make up for it over the week. I don't know. If we get a bunch of new members and stuff, then it's not a big deal. But I like that.
It's not a
channel.
big deal, guys.
Is,
but I'm not panicking.
Guys, originally the idea was different. I was gonna do Jasper. You're really not gonna chew that. I've had enough. You're not gonna chew that.
Yeah, spray electrical equipment. Spray the electrical equipment with water.
Spray, because that's the wire to my joystick, and that's a $300 joystick. And that's it. I'm gonna spray you if you do it. I don't want you to bite that wire. Stop chewing that wire. You understand me?
Spray electronics.
Stop it.
Spray your $300 fight stick.
He's doing it again.
Spray the $300 fight stick with water and fry it.
The behavior.
Please.
Stop the bad behavior.
DSP,
okay?
only
Stop
you
it.
could fry your fight stick.
Okay, he's relaxing now. No, now he's... Oh, that's it. Stop. Stop chewing wires.
No, Jasper, keep doing it. Make him spray his $300 fight stick
Jasper,
with
I don't have
water.
all day to stare at you chewing wires, so if I have to throw you out, I'm going to. I have a show to do. Okay. So as I was saying, originally the idea of the DSP Reacts channel was that there was supposed to be three kinds of content on it. The first kind of content was the weekly clip show like I'm doing. The second kind of content was long-form reacts, where I was going to pick subject matters and videos to watch and do giant react projects. And I did that to some extent. You know, I reacted to a couple documentaries. I reacted to a couple different YouTubers'
And a couple more
channels,
days, Agent Smith. That would be the
people didn't
anniversary.
seem to like them. When I was doing them, people said, oh, they take too much time. You're taking too much away from gaming. We want more gaming. So please stop doing them. So I did. You know, attendance and support had gone away for those.
Snort.
Which is why I'd stopped doing them entirely. And the third idea was an interview series, but that never panned out because of all the negativity against me last year.
Because you're a piece of shit.
So I just canceled that whole idea because no one was really interested. Now, as time changes and as time passes on, the negative sentiments may go away and people might be interested again, in which case maybe I will think about doing an interview series again over there. But as of now, you know, it hasn't really been on the table. I've implemented a few other things over there. We tried a series of tier maker videos. Some of them did really well. Some of them did awfully. It's like kind of weird. I don't know if it's the subject matter. But yeah, like we've done seasonal tier makers about holidays. We did food-related tier makers, game-related tier makers. And like I said, it's kind of like basically they, you know, they were hit or miss. Some did really well, though. And then I've also implemented food vlogs, meaning sometimes I'll do a feasting with Phil where I order food, or maybe my wife makes some food and we try some food together. And that also has various levels of success.
We try food together, but it's just you eating. It's just you eating, so it's not we eating food together.
Now, recently I implemented something new. A live review of the Fallout TV series. Did it do well? No. Did it do absolutely poorly? No. It just kind of did. You know, the stream was all right, and the videos did okay for viewership for that channel. So I would consider doing more live reviews of that style for other things. Maybe other TV shows and stuff that I watched this year. Or maybe games. Maybe prominent games, right? That people would want to see me review. I could do that format where we kind of do a recap and my summary of what I think about the show or game. And then we have an interactive portion where I talk with the audience for like an hour. I think that would be really neat.
And you guys give me money for an hour?
I have content that's coming out on that channel. I would recommend, if anything I just mentioned sounds interesting to you, please check it out. It's youtube.com/@DSP Reacts. Sorry for the shameless promotion at the beginning of the podcast, but when I had that slow stream yesterday, I was like, man, I feel like a lot of people are missing out. Like, a lot of people just don't know what's over there because I don't talk about it that often. So please give it a look, and I hope that you will.
You talk about it multiple times a week. What the fuck are you talking about?
I love the channel. I like doing variety rather than gaming every day. So I want that channel to continue to be successful. Please check it out. Okay? Okay. Last night was the retro react to The Walking Dead Telltale Game Season 1, and we actually finished up Episode 3 and started Episode 4.
Yeah, he's missing money parts.
I'll say this, there was less action, but a lot more drama, and a lot of people were lost. Just to summarize without spoiling, if you're going to watch those videos over the course of the week, yeah, it was a good stream. Lots of interaction and good support, especially for a night stream that you're typically...
But again, this night stream made less money than his Helldivers 2 night stream, and yet Helldivers 2 is on the chopping block, not his late night react streams. Because he just sits there and does absolutely fucking nothing.
Typically slower. The stream did really good as a night stream. So I was very pleased, and those streams continue to do pretty good. And I'm excited for more. It looks like 2 more weeks to finish up The Walking Dead, and then we got to figure out what's the next
both my friends have watched it. One really likes it. The other one's like,
options.
Yeah, it's okay. I started fast-forwarding through the story parts. I just want to watch the fights.
So anyway, yes.
Which has a history of doing that. Like Naruto. I watched all of Naruto in like a week. How? You have a full-time job. How did you watch it? Like, oh, I just fast-forward through all the talking parts and get to the fights. Like, fucking hell, man. Only you would do something like that. It's like, oh, yeah, this is a really cool fight. The guy drops the Lego. It's like, yeah, I know about that. It's Rock Lee and all that. It's like, yeah, it's really cool. But do you know why I did that? No, fuck do I care. I just want to watch the fights. Like, fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Only you would be like, yeah, Fast forward through all the talky parts because those are boring. Get right to the fights.
Yesterday, overall, I had a great
They
day.
do the same thing for
with all
Fallout.
the React stuff. I had a lot of fun. But I am hoping that we get some more traction on the Reacts channel and people will go check it out. All right. So basically, the
And
YouTube
give you
channel,
money for it.
DSP Reacts is youtube.com/@DSP Reacts. That's where we have the weekly clip show, the live reviews, food vlogs, and other things as well.
Because it was the movies he
DSP
grew up on. He
Throwback
picked up on
channel
his
is the
speech
channel
patterns
where we
from the
are,
movies he watched, which was from the 80s.
currently, let me get rid of an idiot. Sorry. Is the
Oh,
channel
there's
where
a
we are
troll.
currently.
Ah, love it. Super chat. So you need all forms of revenue from all channels. Can you be honest? Like, how much do I need? This is why BB Phil and Owen Minutemen are gone. Ah, thank you.
No?
Gotta ban this idiot, guys.
Fucking, we got trolls coming in, distracting me. So
The
I'm just getting rid of
trolls
them quickly
distracting
so I
me,
can focus on the show
guys.
Again. Okay. And what was I saying? The Throwback channel is where I'm currently number
Oh,
one.
distracting you seems to be
uploading
working.
playthroughs for posterity purposes in a remastered form, and it looks like based on feedback, okay, there's 2 front runners for the next game that'll be on the Throwback channel. It's either going to be LA Noire or Assassin's Creed 2. Those seem to be the 2 games that everyone
Should be
is
Dead
very
Space 2, but he
interested
already
in.
told them no, he will
So I'm
not
gonna
react to Dead
decide,
Space 2.
Which of the 2 are going to be next, and it's really going to be between me and probably my editors to determine what we do next. Keep in mind, LA Noire.
What we do next, you have nothing to do with
on the
the
internet anywhere.
videos.
It was lost, basically when my old Red Dead DSP YouTube channel was deleted from YouTube because it had been hacked and misused by criminals, essentially, and so those Rockstar playthroughs disappeared. So, I am interested to see what I should do next, and you know, I'll think about it.
And see which ones you guys are giving the most money for.
It's kind of almost like a 50-50 split. But LA Noire, I think at some point I have to do this year anyway, being that the whole point of the Throwback project was posterity for the old playthroughs that aren't around, and that's the other big one that's not around. I mean, there's still other things. For example, the online play that I did in Red Dead Online in order to make the Suicide King series, the Undead Nightmare playthrough of Red Dead 1, a bunch of vlogs and things are missing. There's unknown playthroughs. For example, there's a little bit of a Kung Fu Panda playthrough that I never uploaded anywhere.
Panda?
Infamously
There's a
missing
Panda on your
Dante's
channel?
Inferno playthrough, right? There's a lot of options of things that I can put on that channel, so I'm thinking about it, and I'll let you know, but it's looking like right now either LA Noire or Assassin's Creed 2 is next, and I'll go from there, okay? Cool, all right. So, today, we're back into full form in gaming, and it is time to return to Fallout 4, which I'm very excited for. As you know, I've now done 2 sessions of Fallout 4, and I'm enjoying the playthrough a lot. As a melee build and an idiot savant build. And today, actually, someone sent me a tip yesterday with some advice about a melee build. And I like to read that and share that with everyone and probably implement that into today's stream. So we will do that.
Channeling is handy even on stream.
You know, it's been fun to just return to this game. This is the first time that I have played this game in many, many years. 9 years. And I don't remember a lot of it, which is a good thing. It's a good thing that I'm not, you know, oh my God.
Well, Nini, the reason the shirt doesn't fit him, that's why he has to wear the white shirt underneath. Because if he actually tried to bun it up, it would show off his moobs too much. Hence the open shirt style. You should, Danny. Although I'm pretty sure that IRS is already on his ass, is why he's so nervous about everything right now. But someone needs to step on his neck. If it's the IRS, great.
I remember this mission, this mission. Instead, it's kind of a lot of open world exploration and fun and things that I don't remember. It kind of feels like a first time playthrough again. And the next gen mod is installed, and all of the DLCs are installed, which is really, really cool. So we'll see how this goes. So far, you want to wonder, well, how is the Fallout playthrough doing? Part 1 is currently up to 30,000 views and still climbing. Now, let's be honest. We're going.
That's one reason why I think it may not be viewbots, because it's still happening. He would viewbot it for a day to get, in the algorithm and all that. But why would he keep viewbotting it later? That's what makes me think it's the clickbait title and not viewbots.
Going to hit a wall here. That playthrough part 1 is not going to continue to keep getting tons of views. In fact, they've trailed off a lot.
Exactly, right. He does not have $5,000 worth of business expenses.
It
Unless you
get
count
a few
WWE
more,
Champions.
But I'm not thinking that part 1 is going to do significantly better than it has done right now. In fact, as of literally right now, part 1 has 30,000 views and climbing. It hit 30,000 this morning, and it has under 30,100. I'm curious how many more it will get. The other parts, of course, because of that, have gotten more views than my typical videos would get. Part 2 has 3.6 thousand. And then part 3 from the other day, 1.7 thousand. It's like, whoa, 1,700 views on just a standard playthrough part. Yeah, I usually don't even get that, and I'm getting it on this playthrough. And in fact, this playthrough is getting great engagement as well when it comes to likes and comments and this stuff. So
how many of you actually allowed though? How many did you delete?
And I hope that you guys are enjoying this playthrough on demand a lot. The streams are doing all right. The streams are not amazingly, overwhelmingly positive and full of support or anything like that, but they're decent streams. You know, I don't really have any complaints about them. Good enough
for me to pull a couple Hogans.
All right. So I like the game. I'm going to continue with this melee build. We're going to see how it goes. I really don't have anything going on until late May anyway. So we have several weeks to play this a few times a week and see how far we get and go from there. All right, so I'm excited. I can't wait to actually jump in and play more today. As you can see, we got the theme going. I have a cool border for my webcam for this playthrough that's Fallout-centric and everything.
That someone else made for him.
This will be cool. All right, now, by the way, it's recommended to me that there is a mod for Fallout 4 that was released many years ago that's basically like a cumulative mod that adds a bunch of bug fixes, and they now have made it compatible with this next-gen version of Fallout 4, so I'm thinking about finding and installing it today. All right, and
he's gonna install it on stream, guys. So you got to sit there and watch him download a patch. Isn't that exciting? Now, from what I've read on the YouTubes and forums and all that is, if you can retain 1% of your subs to watch your videos, you're doing pretty good. If you hit 10%, you're doing fucking great. So now, if you have, say, 10,000 subs and you're averaging 100 views a video, all right, that's pretty good that, you know, people are still coming by within the first 24 hours of watching a video. If you're getting 1,000 views per video on a 10,000 sub channel, then you're doing pretty fucking good. That means you've retained your audience. It's not just a bunch of dead accounts and not a bunch of bot accounts sub to your channel. DSP has 210,000. So at 1% would be 2,100 views. He gets less than that. He averages probably 0.4%. So roughly 0.5% of his sub count watches his videos on average, unless he does a clickbaity title like he did for Fallout. Do I still have that? I think I still have that up. 1 second.
I hope that it works.
There we go. Bigger. There we go. Alright. Bit of a tangent, but this is why I had this saved up. 210,000 subs. 967 views. That's not even half a percentage point. 1,050 would be half a percentage point. 1 day ago, 967 views. 1 day ago, 430 views. 656. Wow, there you go. We got 1% on that. 1 point. Oh, not even 1%. Half a percent, I mean. He got half a percent of his subs to watch. From 1 day ago on part 1. Teresa and all over again. Oh boy, on Under the Sea, Another Crab's Treasure. Part 1. He got half a percentage point. Half a percentage point of his sub count watched. Then 944, 839. Oh, really, DSP? It goes 3, 2, podcast, 1, daily wrap. Idiot. 2 days ago, 792, 399, 654, 1.3. There you go, 1.7. Congratulations. You're still not at 1%. You are still not at 1%. Not at 1%. Not at 1%. Congratulations, you finally break 1% of your sub count. And there, holy shit. You actually got over. Wow. I mean, I get the clickbaity part, but I still say that's got to be view bots. If at least 20,000 of those aren't view bots, I'd be very surprised those aren't all view bots. But again, with the clickbaity title, but finally, he breaks 10%. He breaks 10% of his sub count on views in one video in 4 days. And he's had, what, 2 videos in 4 days break the 1% mark? Oh, in 5 days, he's now got 3 videos to break the 1% mark. Oh, sorry. 4 videos in 5 days. Ah, that's close at 1K views, but that's still not 1%. I mean, a half a percent, I mean. 1K, so still not a half percent. He has 4 videos breaking half a percent or more of his sub count. So far in 11 days. There you go. You got to go all the way back 12 days ago to finally get another video to break that half a percentage point and nearing 1%. So he can sit there and be like, guys, I got 30,000 views on one video. You have 210,000 subs. If 1% of those subs watched all of your videos, that'd be 2,100 views a video. That's the other theory, Greg. Like, the clickbaity title is what led him to get to 30,000 views. People click like, wait, the update's not out yet. How do you get the update already? Click. Oh, it's not the update. He's a fucking moron. Clicked out. Like, holy shit. Now, I got 6,800. I think it's like 6,800 views right now, which means 10% would be 680. Well, let's see. From the 28th, 717 views. From the 27th, 1,895 views. That is well over 10%. That's almost... Holy shit, that's almost 30%. Nice. Ouch. 73 views on my April 26th, but that's a manga review. No one's going to watch a manga review for me. I get that, but I wanted to share it out because it's a really good manga. And then, oh, the 25th, 3,977 views. So in the past 4 days, that has gone over 50% viewership. And 1,022, 2,266, 2,268, 1,681, 504, not 604, 504. On the 20th, blaze it, 420. 19th, 1,042, 1,321, 2,393. That's on Review Tech USA video. My Review Tech USA video smashes 10,000. Smashes 20,000. Holy shit, that smashes... Wow, that's actually really good. Nice. My Detractor video from the 15th, 1,700 views. My Civil War meme compilation video. A Civil War meme compilation video. 1,264 views. Almost 20%. On a meme compilation video is getting more fucking views than his daily rep, than his Fallout 4 podcast, than Elden Ring videos, and more podcasts, and more Elden Ring, and Street Fighter. A fucking Civil War meme compilation video is doing better in views on a channel with 6,800 subs than his normal videos are getting on a gameplay channel with 210,000 subs. The fuck, DSP? The fuck? Like, that is just crazy to go through. I want to say Cat probably applied for food stamps and other welfare, and maybe even disability. Which may be, hey Cat, if you get really fat, you can apply for disability. You don't have to work so much. If you only work like 20 hours a week, you can still apply for disability, Cat. So it would not surprise me if he has Cat applying for disability or anything like that. Yeah, exactly, Adrat. 99%, if not more, clicked on that video going, he's got the update already? Oh shit, let's check out the update already. Oh, it's not the update. What the fuck is this? This is clickbaity title. Clicked out. Vanguard, doing better than DSP, at least when it comes to views per video. Now, of course, let's say instead of splitting up his videos, no, 58, 59, 60, although he has them out of order, if he kept them all as one long video. Like, all right, guys, I cut out the podcast and just gameplay for one video. Would he still only be getting 613 views, 337? Well, let's say, oh, you combine together, he's still got, wow, I got 1,400 views on one video, guys, because I combined them all. All right, well, a DSP video from April 6th, 1477. Let's see, where's the non-one? Oh, why adult Disney fans so weird, 379. Oh shit, my Sign Infection video that got copyright claimed and blocked, well, partially blocked. And what was it, Belarus in Russia? 197 views. DSP panicking over Halcyon has over 3,300 views. DSP, what the fuck? Oh, Tony Hawk video got 418 views. Holla holla. Shit, 4,956 views for the IRS text form video. A non-DSP video with over 2,400 views. 2,496 views on my Stellar Blade video. Someone was bitching about it. Christian video, 1,291. So my Christian video, 1,291 would be roughly if you combine all these three together and you got the individual views. But obviously, people watch 613 times on this. Someone watched this one, someone watched that one, so he'd probably be under 1,000 views. And we don't have to cry and beg to do it. Oh, he's got to get that ad revenue, dude. Ad that plays at the beginning of every video. No, if all 337 people then watched part 59 and then watched part 60, hey, that's 337 people. Click on the ads for him, guys, because they're his true fans. Fuck DSP, you fucked everything up.
And that maybe that'll fix any wonkiness or bugginess that we might see in the playthrough. I would love to have a more smooth playthrough. I remember when I played this 9 years ago, tons of bugs, like typical Bethesda game, right? Tons of bugs and issues. So hopefully this would solve that.
Typical Bethesda game is filled with bugs, but he thought Starfield was going to crush Baldur's Gate 3. Womp womp.
That's today's first stream. Tonight on the late stream, Elden Ring. And it's the Hay League tree, the hardest part of the game. It begins tonight, 6:45.
Exactly, Paul Bear. That's exactly how he does it.
I hope you'll join me. People have engaged, supported,
and then he goes,
and
guys,
really enjoyed the Elden Ring
1,200 people watched my video. Like, no, not 1,200.
As we prepare for the DLC in June. But I am a little nervous because just the other night, I took the Helldivers 2 streams, which had always done well as day streams, and I put them on the night stream, and it did really poorly. It really did. Like, engagement was low.
Then why did you do that?
That sucks because it always did good as a day stream. I hope that doesn't happen with Elden Ring because the thing is, I need to have night streams. I can't be here at exactly the same time playing 4 games on the same day. It just doesn't work. I can't clone myself. So I hope if you can make it, you'll join me for Elden Ring tonight on the late stream, and we take on the hardest part of the game, the Hay League tree. Okay? Tomorrow will be the return of another Crab's Treasure, the Souls-like game from Aggro Crab, where it plays like Dark Souls and Sekiro kind of combined, but has a lot of platforming and a cutesy atmosphere. I'm excited to jump back into it and get more into the meat of that game because we just unlocked parrying and plunge attacks and all kinds of stuff, so it should be pretty neat. Also, tomorrow night, Street Fighter 6 returns, and yes, I am going to take Zangief into ranked matches, finally. I'll probably do the first hour as my final casual play in the game, and then take Zangief into ranked to see if I can finally get him to master. And now, I kind of have a time frame, because we know when the Street Fighter 6 update is coming. So I will try to, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, make a big push to get Zangief to master before time runs out and everything changes in the game, which we'll talk about in a minute in the news, okay? And then this Wednesday, more Fallout 4. So if you're loving the Fallout 4 playthrough, you're definitely in luck. It's more coming up this week. And then Wednesday night is up in the air. We could either do more Helldivers 2 or more Elden Ring, and I'm down for either. Basically,
DSP. One of the issues is you keep juggling shit like this. Find 2 games. Do one as a day stream, one as a night stream. Alright guys, I'm going to be playing Fallout 4 as a day stream, Elden Ring as a night stream until we get to the DLC starting point. Then I'll drop that and bring back Helldivers 2 on the night stream and put Fallout 4 on the day stream. If people knew, like, oh, hey, tonight he's going to continue this gameplay of Helldivers 2, alright, I'm going to show up. Instead of like, alright, I got to get on Twitter. Oh, wait, he has me blocked there because I liked someone's comment that he didn't like, and so he blocked everyone who liked that comment. Let's see. Let's go to his channel. Skip this video. Get past that. Go to the community tab. Like, oh, he hasn't updated it. Fuck, he hasn't updated it yet. So it should be this game tonight, but he's been changing his schedule a lot lately, so it may not even be this game. Well, hopefully it's that game, because it's the game I'm interested to watch tonight. I want to say Starfield was one of the worst games I've ever played, because I've played a lot of shitty games. But out of the Bethesda family, it's probably one of the weakest ones I've played. Then again, though, I've never played like Fallout 76, so Fallout 76 is probably worse, but I've never played it, so can't compare it to Starfield. Troll cabinet.
Basically, whichever game we choose will get a second stream for the week, while the other game would only get one this week, but it's fine. So I guess the question is, what is it? What do you want for Wednesday night? Let's talk about it over the next couple of days and determine what you want as a late night stream. Okay? For the foreseeable future, it's going to be these games all balanced until basically the third week of May. I think it's May 21st when we get multiple games coming out that I'm interested in again. So we have 3 weeks to focus in on all these awesome games. Okay? I'm just trying to think if there's any more odds and ends in the back of my head that I'm forgetting. The only other thing that we should talk about, I would like to do a special marathon
telling you that
at the end of May, just like a celebratory fun event that we do. And right now I am strongly leaning towards an Indies marathon. I've not done indie style marathon in years. I think it would be pretty neat for you guys to nominate indie games for like 2 weeks and then do a poll to vote on what ones I should actually play for like a week, and then maybe at the end of May we do it. So let's talk about that. All right, let's see if you have any other ideas. Originally it was going to be a fighting game event, but now I don't think that's warranted. I think, more of
because you dropped Fight K before you even started it. You dropped Fight K before you even started it, so now you can't do your big nostalgia fighting game stream anymore. Womp womp.
Indies marathon is something
JDX, how's it going?
So we shall talk about that. Okay? Cool. All right. Well, all of that was a lot to talk about. All right, now what I would like to do is get into what will be the meat of today's podcast, undoubtedly. By the way, thank you to those who are doing contributions. As you know, I shout them out near the end of the show. I thank you very much for those. Jordan, Shelrukin, thank you guys. I will answer your questions and everything a little bit later on after we get through the news. Okay? Thank you all. Let us now get into everyone's favorite segment. It is definitely my favorite segment, and I keep hearing more and more.
Give me more
money. Just maybe your favorite segment of the Level 1 podcast. It is time for DSP News. Excellent. Okay, let's do it. So we have a few news stories to talk about today. News story number 1. Remedy. Who knows Remedy? I know Remedy. They're a game developer. They recently just made They recently just made Alan Wake 2, but they're also known for the original Max Payne 1 and 2 games, as well as Control and other games as well. Well, they have released their plans of what the games they currently have in development and are working on, and it sounds pretty good. First of all, the Max Payne 1 and 2 remake is expected to move into full production in the second quarter of 2024, meaning they were doing pre-production work, but haven't really fully worked on it yet. For those who don't remember, Max Payne 1 and 2 will now be combined into one super game that will have next-gen graphics, improved
That could actually be pretty cool. Eyeball Fair, how's it going?
gameplay. Basically, it's going to be a really cool re-release of the game to celebrate the history of Max Payne. Sounds like a great project, so I'm excited for that, and hopefully we will get more information on that soon. A game that they are making called Codenamed Condor, which is a part of the Control franchise, is already now in full production. We don't even know what this game is, but it has something to do with Control, but we don't know what. They're also making Control 2, and that game is advancing to the production readiness stage, meaning pre-production, in quarter 2. So they have a spin-off Control game that's in production and will probably be their next game, then probably the Max Payne collection redone, and then a new Control game. Control
so hopefully the next
Elder
Scrolls
kind of
is actually really
games that are coming
good.
out from them. There's another game that they're working on called Kestrel, but no one knows what it is. Basically, that's all we know. It's called Kestrel, and it's in like the development phase, and that's it. So this studio literally went from making only one game at a time to now making 4 games at a time, based just on the success of Alan Wake 2. That's pretty crazy. I mean, listen, I loved Alan Wake 2. It was my game of the year. I liked Control. I just thought that, sadly, the combat was kind of wonky. But overall, I liked the atmosphere and the plot of Control. To see more games from the studio is a good thing. I'd like to see more games from the studio, so I'm excited for the future. All right, our next news story for today. There is a new Game of Thrones video game currently in production from a company called Nexon. Now, I have no idea who Nexon is. That doesn't ring a bell to me. However, listen to this. It's an MMORPG. Okay, number one, you're like, whoa, an MMORPG of Game of Thrones. Okay. It's set in the North. Okay. And the story campaign is online based, but it has a story campaign, but also is an MMO at the same time. Does it ring a bell? Yes. There's actually quite a few MMO games recently that have been of that formula. Here's the thing. Could this work? Yes. Absolutely it could. I think that it could be a good game. Especially because it's not going to adhere to the strict plot of the TV show, right? If they're doing one set in the north or whatever, basically it could be something a little different. It could be maybe its own story.
Didn't they make a choose your own adventure style, like the Walking Dead kind of games with Game of Thrones? That was okay, and then they made another one that was more RPG style that was supposedly supposed to tie into the story, and then it never went anywhere, and then people just gave up on Game of Thrones. Why are you doing Game of Thrones now? You're a little late on that.
Or whatever. But for me, there's a couple.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't do well. Bethesda might have to start panicking.
They said it's set in the north. I mean, that's fine. But why just the north? Everyone knows that Game of Thrones is a world that spans a ton of different areas, climates, environments, families ruling, right? To have it set exclusively in the north kind of limits it, in my opinion. Maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's not. I'm not sure what the capabilities are of this game dev. Oh, okay. Ansu Kumaro says Nexon made games like MapleStory and Vindictus. Okay, I've never played either of those. That's probably why I don't know anything about them. He said they make fantastic games. People hate their business side. Oh, really?
That doesn't sound good.
So, number one, if this MMO is exclusively in the north, yeah, I'm skeptical. Number two, and this is probably the biggest thing, can we really be honest about this? Game of Thrones lost its hype. Game of Thrones was hype like a decade ago, right? I remember I was going to a gaming convention, and I was at the airport, all right? And I needed something to do waiting for my flight. And I walked into the bookstore at the airport, and they had Game of Thrones, the book. And I was like, oh, what is this? A Song of... What's the name of the first one? Is it A Song of Ice and Fire or whatever? So I just grabbed the book on a whim. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, oh, I'll read this on the plane. And by the way, yes, I paid for it. I didn't...
A Song of Ice and Fire is the name of the series. A Game of Thrones is the name of the first book, as if I recall.
Just grab it and run. I paid for the book. I said, I'll read this on the plane. And I started reading it on the plane. I was like, wow, this is pretty darn good. Right? This is a pretty great book. And I read several of the books, and I got bored, like 3-4 books into it. Whichever was it Feast for Crows or Dance of Dragons or I don't know, who knows? It was one of those. And I was reading it and I just got so bored and I was like, you can tell what happened. George R.R. Martin essentially had a great idea. And
man, you're still vibrating, DSP. Calm the fuck down.
He had an idea where he wanted to go with it, but as he wrote the books further, he made his world too convoluted. It's like he started off, he wanted it to be one thing, but then all of a sudden he wanted to turn it into like Lord of the Rings with this epic amount of characters and everything. And the books just kind of lost their way. And then come to find out, he never finished it. He still hasn't, to this day, he has not continued the story. It's just been sitting there
we're all waiting for
like a decade.
Winds of Winter.
He dropped it, and then they made a TV show of it, and the TV show blew up and got so popular, they finished the TV show without him. They just wrote it themselves, these TV show makers, right? So, the thing is, that was 5 years ago. Yes, can you believe it? It's been 5 years since Game of Thrones ended, and no one liked the ending. Everyone hated the end of this show, apparently. I don't know, because I actually didn't even see it. I didn't see I only saw like 3 or 4 seasons of the show, and then I stopped watching. So, if you have a TV show, at one point, the series was white hot. Everyone loved it. It was pop culture infused. Everyone talking about it, right? Great. Let's make a game. No, that was years ago. Now they're going to make an MMO now? It's like...
Yeah, I don't get why they're making one.
This should be the equivalent of they decided now they're going to make an MMO of The Walking Dead. What? The Walking Dead, I understand there's spin-off shows and stuff, but the height of its popularity was a decade ago. Why are we doing these games so late?
There's House of Dragons going on right now.
Right? So I'm not convinced.
So that MMO takes place in the north during the
is going to do
House of Dragons
era. Does it have a show on right now? Yeah, Dance with Dragons or whatever it's called. Or what is it called? Not Dance with Dragons. House of the Dragon? Yeah, I think it's House of the Dragon. And apparently the show is doing fine, but still, this, an MMO set in the north. I don't know. So maybe I'm off base here. I don't know. Because Hadley2 just made a point in the chat and says, well, you can say the same thing about Harry Potter, but they just did a Harry Potter game last year, Hogwarts Legacy, and it was the best-selling game of the year. So maybe you're right. Maybe you're correct. Maybe I'm off base here, but, that's just some of my initial observations, okay?
I think it's kind of stupid to do this late in the year.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next viral hit game may have been found because there's a new game that just came out. It's called Manor Lords. It has hit 1 million copies sold on Steam and hit a peak of over 170,000 players yesterday. And you might say, what is Manor Lords? Fuck if I know. So I looked into it. Apparently, it's something to do with, like, a sim of, like running a building or a manor or something. I'm like, this is so similar to Pal World. It's similar to Helldivers 2. It's like, did you ever hear those games until they came out and were popular? No. So it's like, what is this game? It's come out of nowhere. No one knew what this was. No one heard of it. But apparently it's the next viral hit that everyone is playing and talking about. People in chat are telling me it is a city builder game. Okay.
Those are pretty fun.
Okay. A
That's been an
medieval city
absolute
building
menace
game.
in the
Gotcha.
in the
That's what's
show.
Manor
That's
Lords.
nice.
Okay. I wonder what's so special about it that it stands out and that everyone is buying and playing it on PC. Obviously, it's not on console, so
I
a
can't
lot
do
of people
anything,
would not have
guys.
access to this game.
I just.
Um,
What about your mini PC that you're hyping up for a while and gonna do Fightcade on?
but if it's good, I would consider, after playing Pal World and enjoying it for what it was, right? It was free, it was on Game Pass. I played it and I enjoyed it. I mean, we didn't have to play it for long, but it was a cool thing to check out, right? And then I played Helldivers 2, and I've been impressed in the month that I've been playing it. I think that maybe I should jump more into some of these games. It's free on Game Pass. Are you serious? Really? Hold on a second here. I'm going to check this out. I didn't even know that it was on Game Pass. Let's take a look. Is it on Game Pass on console? We might check this out just to see what it is. Okay?
We about
Even
to
if I
drop
don't
Fallout
like it,
4 for today.
maybe, it would be maybe worth checking
Hey,
out.
it's
Here, let's take a
very
search here.
front page. Manor Lords. Medieval strategy game featuring in-depth city building, large-scale tactical battles, and complex economic
No.
and social simulations.
It's not on console.
This sounds like Lords of the Fallen. Not Lords of the Fallen. Oh, what? Lords of the Realm. Lords of the Realm 2 was a great fucking game. Still enjoy that game. Never played it. It's a bit dated now at this point. But this sounds a lot like Lords of the Realm 2. I greatly enjoyed that game. I already have too many fucking games to play. Stop it. Stop looking at it.
Yeah, it's the closest thing is Botany Manor. Want to see me play Botany Manor? We could do that. Okay, that's definitely not it. All right, so it's definitely not on console. People are saying it is on PC Game Pass right now. But sadly, if it's a new game, probably my mini PC would not play it, right? Maybe it would, but maybe I don't know. Oh really? I'm being told because it is a city builder and city sim game, it would be absolutely horrible to try to play on console. It really is like a keyboard and mouse style game. So
Yeah.
there you go. Jasper, have you played Manor Lords? Do anything about it? Jasper Kitty. Jasper, we're talking about Manor Lords. This is very rude of you to interrupt at this point. How dare you? We have an intrusion onto the podcast today. How dare you, sir? Who do you think you are to just storm and barge in like this? I have several hundred people watching me right now, and your tail is in my face. Oh, oh, oh.
Get him, Jasper. Get
How
him.
could you? How dare you, sir? How could you? Anyway, if you guys are interested in seeing me try out this Manor Lords game, I would not be against trying it on my mini PC. If it is a Game Pass game, I have Game Pass Ultimate. I just got to get it, I guess, synced with Steam or whatever. I don't know how it works, but I guess I could get it synced and ow, a claw on my leg and try to get it working. I would not be opposed to that.
I'll say, the last evaluation of his house has the value like way through the fucking roof, and he's always talking about how he wants to get it refinanced, and yet he's done nothing to try to refinance it. Well, I wonder why that is. Oh, right. Because first he had to spend tens of thousands of dollars getting everything that's damaged repaired, including probably Jasper damage.
Don't know if it would be anything that would be interesting to you guys. So let me know what you think. Hey, maybe next week we would give it a shot. Manor Lords. I mean, it's selling like hotcakes apparently. Since the last couple games that we tried like this seem to at least work for a bit and be a little bit interesting, I'd be willing to check it out. All right, so Manor Lords. Let me know what you think. Maybe we'll check it out next week. Right, Jasper?
Hopefully, let's check it out and it's a shit show for him. He can't be a serial killer, dude. That would require leaving the house.
Down here live on stream. He wants all the attention, of course. Do I like city builders? I don't think I've ever put significant time into one. I used to like games like Age of Empires and stuff like that. But I mean, that's different. That's a different style of game. I don't know if I would like it or not. Maybe I would have to try it, give it a shot, right? Oh, people are complimenting your collar, Jasper. They said it's very cute. They like your collar with the bow. Yes, he has a bow on his collar there. But what's funny is he keeps moving it. Like, it's been all around the collar, and he keeps moving it around. We just let him do whatever he wants with it. Careful, careful now. Don't slip, and don't claw me, please. I'm wearing shorts today. I don't need a big gash on my leg, okay?
Slice them up, Jasper. Slice them up.
Have I ever played a Tycoon-type game? No, not really. I have not. I have played...
Not really? No. But he's about to mention a Tycoon game he has played. So that means he has played one.
Age of Empires.
That's not a Tycoon game.
Look at this kitty. Look at this cat.
How have you never played Roller Coaster Tycoon or Zoo Tycoon or Mall Tycoon? How have you never played a Tycoon game? That sounds like a bunch of bullshit if he's really a gamer like he claims to be.
Look at this cat. You see how cute he is? He's purring right now? He's a nut. Look at him. Okay. All right.
Are you going to claim to be a gamer and all that? And then
yes, I would be
I've never played
interested in
Tycoon
trying
game.
it out. If we could get it to work on the mini PC, it seems like that's the only way it would be viable right now. Okay? Okay. Our next news story. Now, this is a big alert. Okay? Oh, really? Lady Charisma says PC Game Pass games are an Xbox PC app. You can't play them via Steam. Well, that's fine. I guess I could install the PC app, the Xbox PC app, and play them through there. As long as it runs on the PC, I guess. I don't know if it would. Anyway, our next, now this is a alert. This is a danger security alert, everyone. This next news story, I need you to all listen up. If you're doing something else, all right, if you are currently in the middle of doing anything on a computer, on your phone, stop right now, put it down. You have to pay attention to this story. It's very important for safety reasons. If you are eating something, let's say you have a big sandwich, you're about to take a bite, spit it out, spit out the bite, put the sandwich down. You got to pay attention. If you're taking a shit right now, I need you to pinch it off, white, and get ready.
What the fuck, DSP? Shut the fuck up.
Security alert. Okay, you ready? All right, here's the story. Everyone needs to hear this. There's been a major recall that everyone needs to know about because you are all at danger. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mario Kart Ride-On Racer has been recalled for stuck accelerator pedals. Debris can get stuck in the accelerator pedal of your Mario Kart Ride-On Racer, and you could actually not be able to stop. Children worldwide have been careening into walls face first and cannot stop their forward momentum. 65 children have been injured, and therefore they are recalling the Mario Kart Ride-On Racer. This is very important that you hear this.
Shut the fuck
now,
up, DSP.
You may ask, what is the maximum speed of the Ride-On Racer? Well, it's 8 miles per hour, okay? So the only injury reported so far has been a chafed hand, all right? But let me tell you something. I've chafed my hand before. That sucker hurts, all right? It's not anything to be joking about, all right? You need to avoid a serious chafed hand injury. So take your racer and put it in the garage and lock the doors. Don't let anyone ride on your Mario Kart Ride-On Racer. It's very important that you keep it out of the hands of anyone right now, okay?
Shut the fuck up.
Now, obviously, I'm making a joke of this, all right? But isn't it funny? Because isn't this exactly what's happening with the Cybertruck? That they have to recall certain Cybertrucks saying that the accelerator gets stuck or something like that? So, I mean, I guess because it's a video game-related item, but I mean, it's kind of ironic that something real is happening in that same regard, right? Okay, anyway. All right, our major news story today is regarding Street Fighter 6. Someone asked, Dark Viking says, did you hear the news about Escape from Tarkov? Yeah, there is no news. Just like how I didn't report on it the other day because I knew it wasn't pertinent. Yeah, it's totally not pertinent. People who played Escape from Tarkov, which is a niche audience. Yes, it's a big audience, but it's just a niche audience for that group. Outside of that group, no one really cares. But the people who play Escape from Tarkov were upset because I guess some DLC was announced that was going to be insanely expensive, even though they were promised that would never happen. And so they all revolted, and now the game developer said, oh, I'm sorry, and he's going to give it all away for free. Okay, that's the Escape from Tarkov news. Wow, wasn't that exciting and pertinent to talk about? No. It has nothing to do with me or my audience.
It has more views than Gary's mod and has about the same amount of views as Stellar's Blade, but it's a niche audience, guys.
Okay, let's continue. The big news came out of Evo Japan yesterday, all right? Finally, it is time to talk about Street Fighter 6's biggest update ever. Because, ladies and gentlemen, on May 22nd, they're dropping the bomb. Okay, not really. They're dropping the final DLC character for Street Fighter 6, Akuma, or Goki. If you live in Japan, his name is Goki. All right, so get it right. You can't call him that in the United States. You got to call him Akuma or Akuma Baby. But in Japan, it's Goki. Okay? And he's coming out. And in addition to that, here's the other big piece of news, and I'm honestly more excited for this. The big game balance changes are happening on the same day. So the day that Akuma releases, the whole game changes. Everyone will play differently and have different changes to them. All right? And it's funny because it's about a year since the game came out. It was actually the first week of June last year that Street Fighter 6 came out, and May 22nd is when this balance change is happening. So it's about a one-year season, and now we can all say with the release of Akuma, we are essentially entering Season 2 of Street Fighter 6. Now, you might say, what is all these changes, or what are all these changes? Excuse me, you wouldn't say what is. You say, what are all these changes coming up? What are the balance changes? Who's going to get better? Who's going to get worse? Did they tweak the netcode? What's going on? And the answer is
about netcode.
Nobody knows, because Capcom made this announcement in Evo Japan and literally says details coming later. So all we know is that in a little over 3 weeks, the entire game will be rebalanced and retooled, and it'll be like starting fresh. Everyone will kind of be on square one again, trying to learn the game and its changes and things like that.
I highly doubt that.
It'll refresh the game in the community. It'll make it feel like there's a reason to play again. That's pertinent rather than just grinding through again. So obviously, I'm actually excited for that. Yes, I am hoping that they're going to take some of the mid and low tier characters that I love and make them significantly better. I really hope they do that. I guess we'll see. But this is going to be neat.
And yet you always bitch, guys, I can't do anything because I'm playing a low tier character. Well, then either A, stop bitching about playing a low tier character and play a high tier character, or be like, alright, guys, this is why I play a low tier character. Because if I can beat this guy with a low tier character, it means I can beat anyone.
Now, as for Akuma himself, okay, they showed off a bunch of stuff, and basically, I don't really understand it because all I did was I watched the trailer. I didn't go to a breakdown. I guess people have already broken down this fucking thing all over the internet, explaining each one of his special moves and everything. So, does he look like Akuma from the games I know? Absolutely not. Basically, you gotta remember something. I did not play Street Fighter V. And in Street Fighter V, they changed a lot of shit.
Yes, you did.
It looks like Akuma.
You played Street Fighter V a
Street Fighter
ton.
V counterpart.
Especially when King Totoro something told you.
So I don't know how he's really going to play in this one. I'm used to Street Fighter 4 Akuma, which is very, very different from what I can see. So basically, he has a whole bunch of new flip moves and air fireball setups, and it looks like he has a lot of different supers. And I don't know if he has more supers than anyone else. Like, everyone has a level 1, level 2, and level 3 super. And
that little boy from the tail who cried wolf.
Apparently, Akuma will have more
like
than
he
that.
deserved,
like, he
DSP.
won't just have one of each type of super. He may have multiple. For example, the Raging Demon, Shun Gokusatsu, right? The finisher move that he's infamous for ever since his first appearance in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, is in the game, but it's situational. It is a special critical art that can only be done when he's low on health and has level 3 supercharge. So you can't just do it whenever you want. You can only do it in a desperation situation, okay? Which is kind of interesting. So how effective will it be? Don't know. Another thing that people seem to be talking about is he seems to have a command throw out of teleport. He used to have a command throw off of his flip move. He would flip and he had variations he could do where he could either do a palm strike or a dive kick or an air grab or sometimes even an air fireball. Well, now it looks like he has a teleport that cancels into a throw, which is kind of neat. And
lean in manual ban.
That's cool. I like that. I like that he has these new variations. But he has other moves that I'm not familiar with. It looks like there's like combo moves and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. So I would have to definitely check the character out and dive into him to try to figure him out and see if he's my style or not.
So we're about to get a week of Street Fighter 6.
Akuma,
nice
infamously,
streams.
has always been the most popular character in Street Fighter history. I don't know why. I think that it's just the idea that he was a secret character that became so popular that then they just made him a major regular character in every Street Fighter game since. Like, think about it. He's been in every Street Fighter game since, without exception. He's in all of them, right?
He's gonna do that no matter what, Fly
so,
Dark. If he loses,
I guess we'll see. His design is interesting. It's like a hybrid of a couple different
Lightning,
versions of
how's
him.
it going?
We'll see what happens when he comes out and we actually get our hands on it. Okay? But, so, not only does he come out May 22nd, but also the balance patch. Now, here's the thing. May 21st is the release of the release of Hellblade 2 and the System Shock remake.
Yeah, Hellblade 2.
So I was very interested in checking both of those out, but now I gotta wonder if I take on those two new games at that point, am I gonna have time to focus on this update for Street Fighter 6? And then keep in mind, on May 23rd, the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake comes out. And then a week after, Multiverses comes out.
No one cares about the remake on your
put
channel. You hate Nintendo.
Street Fighter 6, Kuma.
Do people care about the Thousand Year Door? Yes. Are those people watching DSP? No. DSP has shit on Mario and Nintendo games for so much and so long. His fans don't fucking care. They don't fucking care about this game, DSP. Don't play it.
And balance update. May 26th. Oh, no, May 22nd. Excuse me. It's May 22nd. Since all this is going on at once, you would think that perhaps I should put more time into Street Fighter. It'd be more important for me to maybe go and play with all 5 of my characters who I've used a lot and try to see if they've improved or how they've changed. And then maybe even try a new character or two. I mean, obviously, I'm going to play with the Kuma of it and try to figure it out. and go from there. So, yeah, May 22nd, get hyped for Street Fighter again. Street Fighter will come back in a very prominent way as everyone will be playing it. Everyone will be talking about it. Everyone will be using Akuma and the balances changes. We'll see. And go from there, okay? So, that's cool. May 22nd, all right?
Oh, that was a great debut. That's getting pinned.
Cool. And, of course,
DSP
if and when there's more information about the balance patch, I will let you know. Obviously, this is a huge thing. Like I said, I really, really hope that they end up making some of the mid to low tier characters better. I would love to play with Lily at a competitive level or have a better chance with Zangief. You know what I mean? It's been rough. Honda, I would like to see them be improved characters. Okay. All right. So.
Take it seriously, the asshole.
That is my big gaming news segment for today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Keep those Mario Kart racers in your garage. I swear if I see you driving down the street with it, I'm going to be very upset with you as you go careening into a wall because you can't stop.
We'd have to leave the house for that, so that's not going to happen.
So, I think what we shall do, let's start with shout-outs, shall we? Let's do it. Let's start on the YouTube side of things. This morning, we start off with Jordan, who did a $2 super chat and said, "Morning, Phil," and then he immediately dropped a 5-member bomb on the community. Thank you, Jordan, for supporting the community this morning. Congrats to Fox Mulder, Mr. iGamer, Cosmos, Nate Drake, and Brian Burkett, who each received a gifted membership this morning. Much appreciated. Thank you, Jordan, for that.
First pin.
Then, Jordan did another super chat and said LA Noire. So it seems like Jordan's vote would be for LA Noire to be the next game on DSP Throwback, and it seemed like that was a consensus in the chat this morning. A lot of people were repeating that sentiment, saying LA Noire, LA Noire. I'd be down for that.
Well, Lightning, here's the thing. He still feels like he's the great 4th place at EVO, #1 in America player, so he shouldn't have to be competitive. He should just win, because he's just that fucking good. Obviously, he loses a lot, so it doesn't go his way.
There's one warning about LA Noire. Remember how all that old-timey music plays on the car radio when you drive around?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
YouTube
Copyright claim.
YouTube does not like old-timey music for any reason, and historically will either content ID claim, mute, or block it. Content ID claim is one thing. If I don't make ad revenue on a video or two, big deal. But if they mute or block it, I might as well not release the videos, right? So I'm going to attempt to have my editors, if we do LA Noire, do something with the music. Whether that means they blurt it out, they make it kind of fuzzy, whatever it is. I'd much rather have you guys see the original playthrough, you know, than have to cut parts out. Imagine if I'm driving around in a car, we have to cut it out because YouTube won't let that part play because of the music. That would suck ass. You know, I don't want to do that. So
you're going to rely on your unpaid interns to do all the work for you. Gotcha.
Have to see how it goes and how my editors can work their magic. Okay? Okay. Continuing on. Shell Ryukin here this morning. Just did a super chat a half an hour ago and said, did you see Akuma's Street Fighter 6 trailer? Hope all is well. Akuma, baby. Actually, it's Akuma, baby. Because the guy who did that didn't know how to pronounce his name. You don't know what that's a reference to? No exaggeration. That's a reference to my super early days as a YouTuber, where I used to listen to Xbox Live messages. People would send me on my Xbox 360, unsolicited. They would just send them. And someone sent me.
They need to do friend requests, Fridays, whatever, when you just insulted everyone who tried to be nice to you. Yeah, we remember that, DSP. You insulted everyone who tried to be nice to you. And then don't understand why no one likes you anymore.
A completely random audio clip. Akuma, baby! That was it. Like, oh, okay. So I don't think that'll ever go away. I think that meme will persist in my entire existence on YouTube. So thank you very much, Shell Ryukin, for the super chat. Brendan did a super chat this morning. Says, hey, Phil, I cannot stay long. He's probably not even here because this was 27 minutes ago. I just want to say have a great time in the Wasteland. I'm excited to catch up on your Walking Dead playthrough as well. DSP Throwback rocks. Awesome. Yes, so that Retro React stream over on DSP Throwback went really well. Part 1 of last night is live, and there's 4 more parts coming over the course of the week. Basically, it's going to finish up episode 3 and then get into episode 4 of Walking Dead Season 1. So it's all coming. All right, good stuff, and thank you so much. Jordan with another super chat says, if you do Indies Week, please do Stardew Valley 1.6. Maybe. If people were to nominate Stardew Valley again, I absolutely would be interested in that, for sure. And again, one thing that I want to emphasize, if we do an Indies Marathon, yes, I can play PC games. For the first time in 100 years, yes, I can play indie games on PC because I have a mini PC. Like, most of this marathon may be on the PC, which would be really cool, actually. So let's see how it goes, okay? Cool.
Biggest gamer in America, guys, can finally play games on PC. Congratulations, DSP. You can finally play video games on PC.
Now, before I get to shouting out tips, I do have a little thing I want to read. Someone had sent me a $2 tip on last night's late stream, but it totally didn't apply to that stream, and I said I would save it for this morning. So let me read out what this person said in this anonymous $2 tip. I won't be watching you live this week, but I want to give you some tips regarding your Fallout 4 melee build from someone
he snorts in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Who has just finished 2 of my own melee runs. It's a very strong build, however, it is one of the hardest to use early on. Mirelurks as well as armored super mutants will be very hard to kill with bladed weapons, so I will highly suggest you get a sledgehammer. Also, I recommend taking the melee upgrade perks and the perk that won't let you get addicted to chems, because I have found using Buff Out and Psycho makes you extremely OP in a melee run. With the melee run, you will get a point where you can actually start 2 to 3 shotting Death Claws. So there you go. Thank you for the advice. And, you know, I'm very early on right now, so I haven't really had many options when it comes to melee weapons. I think I found the machete, which is what I'm using, and the switchblade. And that's pretty much been it, right? I haven't had opportunity to find any other weapons. I hope I find other weapons. So we'll see. But
I play some more.
Yeah, like I'm down for that. Weapons. The blunt weapon is
Ace better, man, how's it going?
And I agree with you. It looks like chems will probably be very strong, but you're right. I can't get addicted, so maybe look into that perk.
On like real life, where he's addicted to gym.
To see what perks are there, and because I think we have a level I haven't applied yet, right? I think I have a whole level that I didn't do yet, and so maybe we can do that today. We'll see. But thank you for that suggestion, or those suggestions. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. I received a $1 tip.
Is it Canadian KK Kirk?
So someone is recommending that when it comes to the React show, perhaps have themed weeks. Okay, listen, here's the thing. Everyone always has common complaints about the React show. You don't watch the entirety of every clip. Correct. It's a clip show. And I've emphasized this. It's a weekly clip.
Yes, and you're supposed to watch the clips, not skip the clips, jackass.
Show. This is not a weekly long-form React show where you submit a 25-minute documentary for me to watch and react to the whole thing. That's not the point of the show. It never was. Just because
The show is for you to give me money.
Push it in that direction doesn't mean that's what the show is and that the whole format's going to change. If I were to watch the entirety of every single clip, we would probably get through 10 videos a week, if that. And how many people would be disappointed who are members who get nothing watched, right? Also, if I committed to watching the entirety of every video, we'd be bored because a lot of videos are boring. I just don't like them and the audience don't like them. So sometimes, here's the thing. With a show like this, it's hit or miss because it's a variety show. Some things will stick, some things will not. That's the point of the show. You never know what you're going to see, right? So if you like that idea, please come to those streams and support them and become a channel member. If you don't, let me know what else you would like to see. But saying, hey, change the focus of the whole show.
They'd like to see you watch the whole fucking clip.
Watch the entirety of every clip, and you have themed weeks where every clip has to be of a certain subject matter. That would never work. That's not the point of a variety show. And this was always meant to be a variety show from its inception. And that's why we have people who are members
From
every week
inception
to
is meant
support
to
it.
give you more money.
If I were to change the format of the show, I would lose all the members that make the channel viable. I can't change the show. All right? I don't know why suggestions like this come in. It's like, well, I don't like what you're doing, so just change it all. Because personally, I just don't like it. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not. Sorry. I'm not. If you have suggestions for improvement, or maybe you want me to start a new show, that's one thing.
But those are improvements. Actually watch the videos people paid you to watch. They paid you to watch this video clip and then you refuse to watch it. Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of paying you to watch the clip?
But don't say, well, you didn't get support yesterday, so just change the entire format of the show and lose all the other support that you actually have via members too. No, I'm not doing that. That's a bad suggestion. Okay. I received a $20 tip from Akuma. It's from Akuma. Not Akuma Baby, just Akuma. Thank you so very much to Akuma for a $20 tip this morning. I appreciate that. So, that is $21 tip so far this morning. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, he's such an alcoholic. That's why he has
we have a couple more shout-outs to do.
Those new...
Hold on.
Like, when his face starts twitching all that, it's the nerves being damaged from all this
Jordan did another
alcohol.
super chat, and he says, please do Hades 2 when it comes out. It looks good. I likely will. I mean, even if I don't end up liking it, I'm still going to try it. Hades, I skipped when it came out. And then I played it years later, and I loved it. And I did a full run of it and really, really enjoyed it. So, abso-freaking-lutely, I'm interested in playing Hades 2, okay? Hair of the Dog, thank you for a $2 super chat. I appreciate that, Hair of the Dog. Thank you, thank you. And then Rich88 re-upped his membership for 9 months and says, we need retro gaming night with support picked games. Listen, I like retro gaming. And let me make this clear, though. When I say retro gaming, I mean retro games from my past. Atari, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Those are...
When's the last time you played an Atari game, DSP?
Games synonymous with my past that I consider retro. So if you were to say retro gaming night, oh, you mean Mario, Ninja Gaiden, Metroid, original Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? Like classic Sonic the Hedgehog, Earthworm Jim, right? Stuff from that era. I'm down for that. Classic Zelda, shit like that. That sounds good to me.
You played classic Zelda and you had to...
I think you basically just said the key factor. Support-based. Whenever I play retro games, I kid you not, usually those streams end up having low attendance, low engagement, and low support. Why? Because I just know that I have an audience that kind of doesn't really agree with me in everything that I'm doing. And I don't necessarily... I'm not happy about that. Like, for example, I really like JRPGs, but it seems like every time I play a JRPG, things slow down to a crawl and everyone complains they're bored, right? I like
you
retro
actually
games,
hate them?
but it seems like they don't really work. I like indie games,
Midian,
but
how's it
they don't
going?
work, right? So, if we actually had buy-in, like people were like, yeah, if you do a retro game night event, maybe you do it like every other week, one night a week, right?
So if one of his whales gets a hold of him by email or Discord and says, hey, if you do a retro night, I'll make sure you hit the $100 tip goal every time.
I would show up and I would engage in support and we'd all have a good time with retro games. I would totally do it. But we would need that buy-in from people to commit that they're going to actually come and be a part of those streams. Not, I decide to do it and then I just have a really slow night because I wanted to do something different, right? So I'm okay with that. I like the idea. I love retro games. All right. Let's talk about it, shall we? Hair of the Dog did a second super chat. Thank you, Hair of the Dog, for a second super chat. I appreciate that. Let's see here. I received a $2.20 tip.
And Kirk.
This person is asking personal questions about income and stuff, which I'm not going to answer, so forget you. Okay, ignore them. I'm not going to.
So it's up to your audience to pay your bills, but your audience also cannot ask you about your bills. They're asking me about my bills. That's bullshit. They're not allowed to do that. Now, guys, I need to afford to pay my internet bill this week, so if you could tip me, that'd be great, guys. I really need to pay my internet bill. Don't you dare talk to me and ask me about my bills.
Here and answer personal questions about the finances of the channels and shit. You're dumb. Okay? You're dumb. You have no right to that information. You have no right to ask for that information. Too bad.
They're the ones paying you. They're the ones paying your bills. They just want to know where the fuck is all their money going to for the bills you're begging to pay.
Okay. Rich 88 said he would definitely support retro stuff. Cool. Let's talk about it. Again, I am open to new ideas. I totally am. I'm open to playing stuff on my mini PC. I'm open to indie games and trying out a game like this, Manor Lords. I'm open to doing a retro games night. I'm open to all of it. I just want to see what will work and what people really want.
What
How long would I say Elden Ring is? It depends on how long, or how much you do. If you're just doing the main story, probably about 60 hours. Okay, no exaggeration. If you're doing main story, it's probably 60 hours. Okay, if you're doing optional content, it's probably about 80 hours. If you're doing everything in the game, including the hidden Haley tree with its giant, insanely tough way to get to it in Melania, and you're doing the underground blood dungeons and all of the underwater well and pathways and the Sophria River and the secret Ronnie Plateau of Magic, and if you're going interdimensionally transporting all over the place into the...
Are you going after Melania in this? Please tell me you're going after her. I want to see you do a magic run against her and die over and over and over again, because, guys, I'm trying to cast my spell and she keeps hitting me, interrupting my cast, guys. It's bullshit.
Hidden bottles of Kaled and the hidden tower with the freaking Godskin guy inside that kills you 7,000
Hey, that's no problem,
times.
Dave. Thanks for hanging out when you can.
Hidden Blackblade enemies that are guarding the pathways that you don't need to go to, but you go there anyway because you want to get the special weapons and all of the runes. No exaggeration, it's probably 120 hours. So it really depends on how much you get into it. If you're just a baseline playthrough, all you care about is beating the game, you could do around 60 hours. But it's going to be more than that if you're going for optional content and truly exploring. So. Have you ever played Kirby's Dream Course? I feel like we did. I feel like it was on the Nintendo Switch Plus online service or whatever, and we played it, and I thought it was weird. Wasn't it like Kirby's a ball or something, like it's golf or something? I think we did play that. Yeah, I think so. Dragonito says, I'm waiting on Lost Odyssey and Suikoden playthroughs. Well, Lost Odyssey, I can play at any time. It's on Xbox Series X, and they even remastered it to be even better. Like, apparently it runs even better on there now. That's a playthrough we could do at any time. It just never seems to have a time. You know what I mean? Like, I've always wanted to play it. And it just never seems to happen. In regards to Suikoden, that's kind of a no-brainer because they're making a collection of Suikoden 1 and 2 remakes with brand new graphics, redone music, everything retuned and refined for a modern audience. And that's the one I would play for that, obviously. I wouldn't go play the original, so we're waiting on that collection. But, yeah, maybe someday we will play Lost Odyssey.
Check.
Oh, is that true? The Suikoden creator
energy has no idea what to talk about anymore.
It's just crazy when you think about it. Those games came out in the mid to late 90s. Shit. You know, I haven't played them since then. I played them in the mid to late 90s when they were new games. That's when I played them, and I absolutely loved them. But it's been so long since I played them. I still remember some of the music. It's so good. The fight theme and everything.
DSP, how about you play the game?
Wow, only 2 months ago. Sad. All right, well, that's everything that I have. If you guys have stuff you want to talk about, please tag me in the chat.
Tag me in the chat because I refuse to play the game.
$1 tip.
Wait for it.
I hate this idiot. Come on, man. Do you want to play the fucking game?
No, he does not.
Explain to people who aren't members on the React channel why they should become a member there. What's the value? Number one, becoming a submission or ultra tier member means we get to have your clips as part of the show. If you're an ultra member, you're guaranteed to watch your clip every week for 4 weeks. So, guaranteed attention on the videos you want me to watch and seeing what you want me to react to. Okay?
That'd be hilarious. To your member,
and you chance to get your video watched. In recent weeks, we've gotten through more than half of the
suicide, it was
murder.
murder.
So a good chance.
Suicide Phil trying to kill me. Me.
Now, if it's a video that's super long, you know I'm not going to watch the whole thing. It's a clip show. If it's a video that's something really dumb or stupid, I'm probably not going to watch the whole thing. Or on the flip side of that, if I find it very boring or the audience finds it very boring, then I'm probably going to skip through it too. But that's the nature of a variety clip show.
But you never know if the audience finds it boring because you skip it before the audience can tell you anything.
a chance to see me watch and react to something you submitted, and you're interested to see my reaction. That's the appeal of the show. This is not rocket science. This is not overcomplication. This is pretty easy to figure out and understand. And yes, there's enough people on that channel that like that premise because the show continues. It's been 62 episodes, and we're still going strong. Like I said, particularly, I just don't understand why the stream yesterday didn't do so good, right? All the other streams have done fine. One particular stream out of nowhere did poorly. I will, try to figure out why, get to the bottom of it, right? Outside of that, we're all good. There's nothing wrong with the format of the show. No one's complaining. Besides maybe you, who wants me to change the whole format of the show. Anyway, thank you, Hyperforce, for a super chat. Would you be interested in playing Pacific Drive, a roguelike? You drive in a station wagon doing survival runs in a stalkerish zone. I've heard the name, but that's all I've heard. I haven't really seen too much about it. So I don't know what it's on. I don't know how it plays. If it would be interesting. What do you guys think? Is it on Is it on Xbox? No.
Chad just tell him what he wants.
Pacific News, no Pacific Wings, and Battle Stations Pacific. No Pacific Drive, so not on there. Every game we look for is not on there, right?
Maybe you might have to buy it. I can't buy a game, guys. I would take away from my Hogan polls.
Here we go. People person says, I never played Fallout before. Can you scroll off the screen? God damn it. Okay. I never played a Fallout game before. Can you explain basic stuff like stims and psycho when you enter them in the game? Yeah, they're drugs that either heal you or give you buffs. It's not much to really understand. Jordan says, I want to see you react to a trailer of games that you've played to see if you think they were scams or not. Well, there you go. You could do that. If you're a channel member on the DSP Reacts channel and you're an Ultra member, I watch a
30 seconds, you'll skip it.
Once a week for 4 weeks. You definitely could get 4 of them in there, and I could react that way. Or, if you're just a standard member, a submissions tier member, you can submit the clip, and there's an equal chance with everyone else that it'll be watched. So, there you go.
Take a sip, sleazy asshole.
Yeah, Stim Pack is just a health recovery item, and it'll recover limb damage as well. Because sometimes you get damage on certain limbs, and it makes them weak. Like, for example, if you're a melee class, you're using your right arm to swing, but then you hurt your right arm, now your melee does, like, nothing. So you need to heal so that you can get your strength back in your arm. Excuse me.
Leg bounce, leggy, leggy, leg bounce.
Okay. So guys, we got a little bit of extra time. If you would like to talk about any topics, please tag me in the chat. If any further contributions come in, I will shout them out. Thank you.
Or you can play
a little sci-fi horror game. It's a good question, Eternal. When you look at sci-fi horror, what do you think of? Dead Space, or Callisto Protocol, I guess. Alien Isolation, right? Maybe what was the one from the makers of Amnesia? Soma. Okay, but there's just not that many. You're absolutely correct.
Thoma. What game is Thoma? Please answer me. Tell me about this Thoma game. Do you mean Soma? S-O-M-A? That is a really good game. I've never heard or even played of this Thoma game before. Please, DSP, can I find this Thoma game on your channel? If I type in Thoma, am I going to find this Thoma game on your channel? Fucking alcoholic piece of shit.
I don't know why it's few and far between that we have this sci-fi horror style. I mean, BioShock, right? I mean, BioShock was probably the prime example, and then it's been gone for over a decade. It's kind of fizzled out and died. I would like those. Joel Loft says, I would like to see you play Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I'm telling you, I watched my wife play Kingdom Come Deliverance. The first one, we hated it. We were like, this game, it started off interesting, and once you get to like this first area, and you have no clue what to do, and the game is just tedious as fuck, and we were like...
I've played that game. I really enjoyed it. I got mods for it, so it was a bit more game-like than realistic, which I think that's his issue. Him and Cat's issue is it's too fucking realistic, which, yeah, it is kind of difficult when it's like, oh, hey, you can't read, you gotta do this, 6 hours worth of missions so you can learn how to read. That's annoying. You gotta eat, drink, sleep, alright, that part I thought was really fucking cool. I know you gotta do the eat, the sleep, the drink, like, you have to do this shit to keep your character healthy. Fucking fantastic. But, since you're just a peasant, son of a blacksmith, your fighting skills are absolute fucking trash. If there's more than 2 people attacking you at a time, you're going to fucking lose. Fucking sucked. I played it on stream for a bit. I've also played it off stream on my own after getting some mods for it. So that it gets rid of the sway when you're aiming with the bow. Instead of like swiping your mouse around, you just click on it to do a sword swing. To make it easier like that. But even then, it's like, this game gets fucking annoying after a while. Like, if this game was like a 20-hour game, 20 hours would probably been perfect for this game. Because you would have been able to do everything, do all the cool shit, learn stuff, get upgrades and all that, without the whole, alright, I'm literally walking from one town to the other. 3 bandits are attacking me on the way. Well, I'm fucked because it's more than 2. Well, even sometimes when it's only 2 bandits, you will still lose. That part got fucking annoying. So I get being annoyed at it, but here's the reason I'm being annoyed by it is it didn't tell me where to go. It didn't tell me what to do. Except there's wait a minute, there's markers on it. There is so markers on the mini map and the regular map. You're gonna sit there and tell your audience that the game didn't tell you what to do when the game fucking gives you markers. Lying sack of shit.
This game stinks. We're not playing this anymore. It's not refined enough. It's not polished enough. It's just not fun. You know? Maybe if you play it with a guide, it's fun. But just trying to figure it out for yourself. Like, I'd rather, you know, take a 2x4 and just smash myself in the forehead a few times and I'll look at the sparklies. It's more entertaining. You know? So we stopped playing it and didn't like it. Okay. Jordan says, my absolute dream would be a horror escape from Jurassic Park. Aren't they making that? They're making that game, are they not?
Aren't they?
Did they not
I think
just show
so.
off that game, that there's a Jurassic Park horror survival game coming out soon? I think they did showcase
awesome.
that last year, and that is in development. I like playing Final Fantasy X. I thought it was a pretty good game. Had a lot of quirks to it that made me kind of scratch my head as to why the game was like that. But it is a more traditional turn-style Final Fantasy, and I did enjoy it overall. Have I ever been a physical fight in real life? Yes. I used to be a bare-knuckle brawler in the mean streets of Bridgeport, Connecticut. I would just walk down the street and just start punching people in the face. And
He's never been in a fight before in his life. He's said that before. He's never been in a fight.
some would put up a fight, some wouldn't. You know, especially the old ladies when I struck them down. They were very, like, blindsided. But, you know, I've been around. Anyway, I'm just Ken did a super chat. Are you covering Endless Ocean? It's on Switch on Thursday. I have no idea what you're talking about, so I guess not. I don't know what Endless Ocean is.
You could always ask the audience what Endless Ocean is. Just saying. Just a little bit GB, because he's a fucking piece of shit.
Okay. People Person says, funny, sci-fi horror is big in Hollywood. I wonder why we never get Planet of the Apes-like game. It's not horror, but still. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know why we don't get more horror games to begin with. Maybe it's just because, much like horror movies, it's kind of like there's no originality. And when you play the 10th horror game that plays the same as the other 10, it's not interesting.
Yeah, it's... How many times can you do Ghost, Spirit, Poltergeist? Or how many times can you do Serial Killer chasing after you? I can definitely see the reason that horror games struggle is because, first of all, you gotta get the atmosphere just right. The atmosphere sucks, then it's not gonna be that scary. And if you've played, these 2 or 3 horror games, well, then you've kind of played them all. That's why I loved Don't Not Twice in VR. Because, yeah, it's another horror game, but it's in V-fucking-R. So when something pops up right in front of your face, guess what? It's right in front of your fucking face. It's not on a monitor going, oh, wow, something popped up on the monitor. Alright, anyways, click, click. It's you're moving through the hallway when something pops up and scares the shit out of you. All horror games, from now until the end of time, should be made in VR, because it's literally the best way to play horror games.
Interesting anymore. You know, I love horror. I would like more horror. I would like variety of horror. And we just don't get it that often. You know? What's the biggest horror game coming out soon? Silent Hill 2 Remake. Silent Hill 2 Remake? You couldn't come up with a new game?
Silent Hill? Silent Hill 2? I've never heard of this Silent Hill, DSP. Tell me more about it.
You had to remake a classic horror game from like the 2000s? That's the big hot one? What about making a new one? Why can't we make new games? It's weird, right? I received a $6.66 tip from Dan the Man. I guess he wants to really see my ass burn. Thank you very much, Dan, for your support today, and welcome to the stream.
Dan the Man has to show up and take over for 1 minute, man.
Can't see it. There it is. Time for me to burn. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, he'd probably fucking have a heart attack if that happened to him. In other words, guys, I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared. It just surprised
DSP,
me.
how's it going? He says, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. I am doing well, thank you. People person says if they end up remaking Code Veronica in the same vein of the Resident Evil 2 remake, we make it the best horror game today. I would love for them to remake Resident Evil 0 or Resident Evil Code Veronica as more modern games that are more playable. Like Resident Evil 0 is just a fucking mess, as we know. I tried playing it in January. I couldn't even stomach the ending. I was like, fuck this. They really should make those games better and for audiences that would appreciate them because they haven't been played in a long time. Like, there's no real versions of those that probably this last generation has even seen. How are Jasper and Kat? Jasper, you just saw. He's in here. He's actually running around. And Kat is all right. She's currently playing Fallout 4. That's what she's doing. Just like me, she's doing a run in Fallout 4.
Now, wait a minute. So is she home today? Then how's your door open? I was gonna say, guys, I can't have the door open when Kat's here because my bellowing echoes throughout the house. So is she home playing Fallout 4 right now, or is she at work?
Jade says, Star Wars Outlaws is looking good, but I just don't trust Star Wars games. I know. When you had Jedi Outcast, and it was a really good game, but then Jedi Survivor comes out, and it was a piece of shit. It couldn't even, ran so poorly. It's just stupid, because the game is good,
It
but
wasn't
it runs like
that
shit.
bad.
Like, why would they do that to their
talking
game?
about? I liked
And that's
it.
the thing. That's exactly what happened with Jedi Survivor. I stand on my reasoning that I said last year. If Jedi Survivor had come out as a polished, complete product that ran well, that would have been a Game of the Year contender for most people. But it came out as an unfinished, buggy, frame rate dropping mess. And if you didn't notice, it got kind of panned when it came out. And no one talked about it after about a week or two after it being out. It's like it never existed. Like, it wasn't even in anyone's discussions at the end of the year as a good game. Which is sad because it is a good game.
That fight against Darth Vader was so frustrating, but so cool.
So with this Jedi Outcast, I mean, they cannot flub Star Wars again. They've got to have... I mean, we just had Jedi Survivor run like shit. We have the Battlefront collection that runs like shit and is a buggy mess. We have to have a good Star Wars game now. We can't have Star Wars be the franchise, the IP, that all their games are shit. Right? They got to fix this.
True, GB. Second hears the noise outside, he's got to check to make sure it's not Evil AJ showing up.
Ubisoft has had a low-key hot streak with games recently, so I'm kind of starting to trust the Star Wars.
I'm very much a true gamer.
Guess we'll see. I don't know, man. I'm skeptical. I don't think it has to do with the publisher. I think it has to do with the studio making the game and the pressure and the level of emphasis put on that game, right? Oh, man.
Chat instead of playing the game.
Okay. Any other topics today, guys, you want to talk about? Please tag me in the chat. Or again,
please
contributions come in, I'll shout them out.
Do anything
like
other than make me
here on the
play
show.
this game, guys.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Quantic Dream in ages. We don't know what they're working on. We knew that there was a Star Wars game. There's 0 updates on it. We don't know what happened with Quantic Dream at all. It's kind of weird because when there's radio silence on a major studio that just had a hit, like the Turbo Code Human was a huge hit for them. They actually sold more than they thought they would. And it actually had good residual sales too, like had legs. So now you think, oh, what are their next projects? You're excited. One's a Star Wars game, right? We've heard nothing. That's not a good sign. I really hope that they're doing all right over there because I want to play their next games, you know?
I need the next game, guys. Try to get a hype train going.
Oh, let's see here. What do I do the next suggestion box segment will be? Usually we do suggestion box when there's nothing else going on the show. So if there's no gaming news, no topics to really discuss.
Like right now when there's nothing going on, but you sitting there waiting for people to give you money?
That's usually when I do it. So we'll have to see if there's any days now with no gaming news or anything coming up, and then we would do it then. Keep in mind, though, I'm backlogged on the suggestion box by a ton. Like a ton. So if you have something that you want to ask me, you might have better luck doing it during a Q&A segment. Because if you have something in the suggestion box that you're waiting for an answer,
you're not doing anything right now.
Why? Like I think there's
fucking open the suggestion box, jackass.
I received a $5 tip from a mysterious stranger. There you go, the mysterious stranger. Thank you for a $5 tip. Will you show up in my playthrough? I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I don't think I ever have done a playthrough where I did the whole mysterious stranger thing. I don't think so. Where's the suggestion box? If you type in !suggestion, the link pops up. It's just a... Oops, that's not how you spell suggestion. I hope if you spelled it right. Basically, it's a thread that I posted on the main channel page community tab like 2 months ago.
And then you ignored everyone on it.
If you want to post up a suggestion, the thing is, again, we only get around to it. So likely, we're not going to get around to a new suggestion for a while. No, I didn't hear Paper Mario was getting censored. I don't know why Mario would be censored. That sounds ridiculous. Am I going to stick to melee my entire playthrough? Likely yes, although there will likely be times that I have to use guns because I'm forced to. Like if I can't reach a turret. That's what happened last time. Remember, I was in, was it Corteva processing plant, and there was no way to reach the turrets, so I had to pull out a gun and shoot them. There may be times I have to, but I'm going to use melee as much as I can. Okay. Okay.
How about you play the fucking game?
David H says, which would you be in charge? Nintendo, Xbox, or PlayStation? What's one thing you would fix about the company? Let's see. I would be in charge of Nintendo, and I would immediately change the entire company's culture to stop feeling.
You mean the culture that's kept Nintendo around for over a century? Remember, Nintendo started before video games. Nintendo started off as a card game company and all that. Nintendo's been around for over 100 years. But please tell me how you would change that terrible culture that's been around for over 100 fucking years.
Feeling like they're holier than thou, smarter than everyone, and always have to have a weird gimmick or innovation in a console. And instead, I would just make a Nintendo console that's powerful enough to run games well and make Nintendo first-party games look sick as shit. Can you imagine, instead of their bullshit gimmicks, one time they release a new Nintendo console that's
bullshit gimmicks, like the motion controls on the Wii? Oh, wait a minute. That kicked off motion controls for every console. Every console tried to copy that. The Wii motion controls were fantastic. That was a fantastic so-called gimmick that you hate, DSP. Guys, I gotta swing the controller around. It makes me tired. I want to sit here and play video games, not move. Also, Wii Bowling and Wii Sports and all that was fan-fucking-tastic. The Wii U, it was kind of weird with the gamepad controller. But, like, what was it? During Zombie U, I think is what it was called. Where instead of looking at the screen and looking to your backpack, you looked at the gamepad. You bring up your backpack, whatever, on your gamepad to look through it instead of looking at the screen. That was pretty cool. And then obviously the Switch. How dare they have motion controls and portability? Here's the thing, DSP. I get you don't game outside the house. I really don't either. But you know what? You can if you want to. If you're gonna be sitting on an airplane for 5 fucking hours, maybe to entertain yourself, you'll play some Nintendo Switch. Make sure it's fully charged, or even if you don't play on an airplane, let's say, I paid for this on the airplane so I can watch movies and all that during the airplane flight, but you're stuck at the airport. You got there early, got through security. It's an hour and a half until your flight actually fucking leaves. You pop the Switch, you play on your Switch for a bit. Like, oh, it's time to board. Save your game. Get on the plane, and alright, you watch your 2 movies that you had. Already paid for whatever you want to watch. Then you land, and alright, well, set up your console, put it on the charger. So, oh, guys, let's say you worked 6 o'clock in the morning, or you're on vacation, and now you're in Nashville. So now you're an hour behind because it's Central Time. But even though you're on vacation, you're still going to wake up early as fuck because that's what you always do 5 days a week, is wake up early. Oh, fuck me. It's 6:22 my time. That means it's 5:22 Nashville time, and I'm fucking awake. Because normally my alarm would go off at 4:45, so now my body's up. I'll go use facilities because I know you wake up, you use facilities, you get changed, you get ready for work. So even on your day off, or say you're on vacation, you still wake up. I slept until 5:22. But my body's like, hey, it's time to go to the bathroom. So you wake up, you go to the bathroom, it's like, man, can't fall back asleep now, what do? Well, I don't want to play the TV because my buddy's still sleeping. And everything's closed because it's 5:22 in the fucking morning. You know what you can do? That's right. Get on your Switch. Plug in some headphones if it has that. I don't know. I've never tested that out, but or just have the volume down on it and be like, all right, I'm going to play some Tetris 99 on the hotel Wi-Fi. Holy shit, the hotel Wi-Fi fucking sucks. All right, fine, I'm going to drop that. I'm going to go to... Ooh, I'll play some Mario Maker 2. I got that with me. Then, all right, hey, it's 7:30. Your friend's waking up. Oh, hey, the continental breakfast is open in the downstairs. Someone will get me some breakfast. Then you go downstairs. You get yourself some breakfast. After killing 2 hours playing Nintendo Switch games. Being able to do that is fucking fantastic. Or your friend's got a rental car. It's a really cool fucking rental car. It's a Charger or whatever. Goes really fast. Since there's two of you, you get to use the carpool lane because there's two of you in the car. And you're driving 30 miles south to go to a golf course he wants to check out. Well, you can sit there and stare out the window for the 30-minute drive. Or, while he's driving, get on your Switch and play some Switch games. But obviously, DSP, that's not what you do. Because you don't leave the fucking house. You don't leave the fucking house. I get it. So you never have any thought or need to play the Switch on the go. His game would never release. Guys, I pressed X and it instantly win. Well, Mr. Bruno, that game wouldn't sell well. We need to make games that sell well. I don't care if it sells well. I just want me to win by pressing X. But, sir, no one would buy that game. I don't fucking care if no one else would buy it. I want that game. Shut the fuck up, DSP. Nintendo is still around after over 100 fucking years. Sort of back in the 80s before Xbox and Sony and all that. And are still around, unlike, say, Atari or Sega. Because they are innovative. They do gimmicks like the Wii controller and the Wii U gamepad and the portable Switch console. Why make a console that's just a PlayStation 5 with an N slapped on it? Why make a console that's just an Xbox Series X, but it's N instead of X on it? If they wanted to do that, they could. They could, I'm sure, very easily make a console the size of a GameCube that could play no PS5, Xbox Series X games on it, just with an N on the console instead of Xbox X or Sony PlayStation symbol on it. But they don't. Because if you want to play those games, you can get a PlayStation or an Xbox or a PC. If you want to play their games that they do different stuff with, you play their games on their console, giving you a reason to buy their console. And even like Diablo 3 on the Switch has Zelda content in it. It has very special gear you can only get on the Switch version of Diablo 3. So even if you already had Diablo 3 on PC or on PS4, sorry, they still give you a reason to buy that game on their console. To get their exclusive Master Sword and their Zelda Shield and all that. Which is why, with their culture that you hate so much, they're still around.
Powerful as hell, and you get insane graphics in a Mario or a Zelda or a Metroid or anything. Fuck that shit with their dumb kitty gimmick stuff and go right ahead and give me a good console and pump out your first party games. I would predict record high sales on every single one of them. It would work.
Also, the fuck do I care about a high def 4K graphic realistic Mario? I don't want high def 4K graphic Mario. Now, if they made a Zelda that was 4K, 8K, 60 frames per second, first person style or Elden Ring style, like, that could be really cool. But you know what? If they came out with the exact same game that was only 1080p, 30 frames per second, it'd still be a cool game. And it would still sell like hotcakes because it's Zelda and Nintendo. If they made a Pokemon game that was 4K, 8K, 120 frames per second, HDR and all that, I'm sure that would sell like hotcakes. But you know what? They come out with a 1080p, 30 frames per second, cartoon gimmicky Pokemon game, still sells like hotcakes. So you know what? They don't need to do the 8K 60 frames per second HDR graphics.
It's just that they don't listen to feedback. Nintendo literally does not accept feedback from any of their customer base. They just do whatever they want. Okay, let's see. Did I hear Digital Foundry says performance mode for Fallout 4 doesn't even work when it's on? Oh, I don't know. It won't affect me because I'm already using the FPS boost on my Xbox Series X console, so there's no improvement to the performance. It will just run at 60 frames no matter what. So, Gia says, I caught up the end of your last playthrough a while ago. The excessive use of stim packs is giving me anxiety. I don't know what you mean. I have no idea what you mean. Are you talking about this playthrough of Fallout 4? You think I was using too many stim packs? I don't even remember that. So here's the thing. Don Fanucci says, have I ever considered starting streaming earlier? Here's the deal. Could I stream earlier? Yes. But sadly, it would just throw my whole household into disarray. I stream at 10:45 a.m. is when I turn...
Your whole household. It's you and your wife. I got a cat. Shut the fuck up. It's you and your wife. Your cat is not your son. Your cat is not a human. Your cat would actually probably prefer you wake up because he locks Jasper in the bedroom. Away from the water and the food bowl. Away from the litter box. There's no litter box in the bedroom because he doesn't want the bedroom to smell like that. And yeah, he locks Jasper in there every fucking night. So, not only would you get streaming earlier, mean you had to get up earlier, but Jasper would like that. So shut the fuck up about throwing your household into disarray.
Turn my stream on, correct? Some days a little later, but 10:45 is the sweet spot. This gives enough time so that, like, my wife can get up, get ready for work or whatever, and I'm not disturbing her, basically. She can do what she needs to do in the house, and then, get to work or whatever, and it's fine. It also allows for the fact that it's kind of a normal schedule of getting up at a certain time and getting, when I have a day off and we're going to have a normal day, we have to be able to be up when people are having breakfast. We have to be able to go out and do things when people are doing things. And you know what I mean? We have to have like normal business hours to have a normal life. And we've had that, thankfully. If I were to...
Guys, I have to wake up at 10:45 a.m. on my day off so things are open. Shit's open at 7 o'clock in the morning. You want to go to Walmart or Aldi's, whatever, guess what? They're open at 7 o'clock in the morning. Want to go get something to eat that early? Well, especially places like the diners he talks about that are breakfast only and don't do lunch or anything, or breakfast only. Guess what? They're going to be open at 7 o'clock in the morning. So you don't have to wake up at 10:45 a.m. on your day off. You can wake up at 7 o'clock in the fucking morning. Or Mr. I shower in the morning now, guys. Isn't that a huge difference? So let's say you do wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Then you take a shower and you get dressed. You make yourself a coffee. Oh, gee. Between you and your wife, even though you have two bathrooms, but the other bathroom doesn't work. So you have one bathroom. So even if you have to take turns in the shower. Well, hey, it's now 8 o'clock. We've both showered. We've both had our coffee. We're dressed. We're ready to go. And it's 8 o'clock. Everything's fucking open.
Start earlier. Like, let's say I wanted to start way early. I could. Hell, I could start broadcasting 7 a.m. if I wanted. And that would wake up the household. That would wake up my wife at 7 a.m., which of course she doesn't want to be awake at 7 a.m., right? Remember, when I stream, my voice carries through the house. I have to have this door shut, and even then you can hear me talk, but at least it doesn't boom and echo, right? It's not like this is a quiet job that I can just sit at the desk going, I'm making noise the entire time that I'm streaming. So if I get up early, my whole house has to get up early, which is kind of unfair. I don't want my wife getting up at 7 a.m. for me to stream at 7, right? And like I said, in addition to that, that would throw off our entire schedule for like our days off, where we'd be getting up at 7 a.m. to do what? Sit around on a day off? There's nothing to do at 7. Nothing's open, right? So we have our schedule in line.
Like I said, there are places open at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, again, the breakfast places and Walmart and all these. So DSP, imagine you got your shopping done. You're taking your day off on Thursday. Well, guess who's at fucking work that early in the morning? So, you wake up at 7, you get your shower, you dress, you get your coffee. It's now 8 o'clock. You now go to Walmart or Fred Meyer or where Dillon's and PetSmart and all that at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, gee, people are at school or they're going to work. Those places are going to be pretty fucking empty. Imagine how quickly you can get through your shopping trip at the grocery store when it's fucking empty because people are at school or at work. Now, you've started 3 hours earlier than you normally would. You get done 3 hours earlier than you normally would. Now you and your wife are back at home. It's fucking noon. You now have all fucking day to yourself with your wife. Mr. I don't get to spend enough time with my wife, Snort. Well, gee, you just got all your grocery shopping and shit done, and it's noon. You're home. You can now spend all fucking day with your wife. Obviously, he doesn't want that because he hates her and she hates him, but
With what would be considered like a normal day of business hours. So when we have a day off, we can have all our appointments and the things we need to do during the hours when everything is open and all of that. You know, here's the thing. If I did not...
dentists are open early. The one that I go to, like I'm pretty sure they're open at 7. Because they get a lot of the, oh, you got to work 9 to 5 and you can't take a day off. Well, we'll benefit from that. You get your appointment done at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then you can go to work afterwards. Or you get 7:30 or 8 o'clock. But since they're in Toledo, guess what? It's like, oh, hey, I work in Toledo. The place I work at is 20 minutes away. I show up at 8, get my teeth cleaning and all that done. Oh, hey, now it's 8:20. I have 40 fucking minutes until I got to go to work. It's only 20 minutes away. Well, along the way there, well, there's McDonald's. I'm going to get me a sausage egg McMuffin and a coffee. And sit in the parking lot playing my phone for 20 minutes. Eating my sandwich and drinking my coffee. Like, oh, hey, it's time for me to go inside the building and clock in and sit at my desk and bitch about how they took my swing line stapler. So places are open that fucking early. Like a dentist place that knows that not everyone can be like, all right, well, I work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and if you're only open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. like a bank, when the fuck am I supposed to go? That's why some businesses, like a dentist, will be open at 7 o'clock in the morning, taking appointments so people can get in before fucking work. Or, Midas and a couple other, like, oil change places will also be open at 7. Because, person stops, tire rotation, oil change, and then they go to work after. Just because you refuse to get up before 10:45 in the fucking morning, DSP, doesn't mean everyone refuses to.
If I did not have a family, if I was not married, if there wasn't a household here, right? If it was just me, I could hold whatever hours I want, and I could stream whenever I want, and I would have pure flexibility to do whatever I want. But that's not my life anymore. I got married, I have a life now with a family, and other people I have to worry about, and a cat that I don't want to screw with. You know what I mean? I have these things going on. So I have to be in line with that kind of stuff. Okay? I can't just be, oh, it's just about me, and my streams and my business. It's about our life together, our stuff going on. You have to be, thinking of that, conscious of that. Right? Sadly, a lot of people are just so fucking self-centered in life. Oh, I'll just fucking do whatever I want. Wake up the whole house, make noise and shit, 7 a.m. No.
Mr. Up until 3 o'clock in the morning bitching about stuff on Twitter, but he's not self-centered.
That's not going to work. That's not going to fly. For my family, I have neighbors as well, and to say, am I loud when I stream? No, not for the most part, right? But if people are making loud noises at 7 a.m., you're going to be upset, right? And as for streaming later, I don't even think that would work because already I'm told that my late night streams are too late. Like, that's actually why I stopped doing midnight releases. If you remember, when I was in Connecticut, I would do midnight releases frequently for new games. But as new games started coming out here and I started covering them, people were like, nah, it's too late. Like I would do the stream and I'd have less viewers than a daytime stream. If for a new release, hype, midnight release, no one would show up. So I stopped doing them entirely, Excuse me. That's correct as well. The Blimp says, plus remember, you're doing 6 days a week. It needs to be sustainable. If I was streaming 3 days a week and I did giant days of 7 a.m. till midnight, right? 3 days a week. Okay, that's maybe better, but I do 6 days a week, man. I do a lot of content. It's got to be more consistent. You know what I mean? Again, for me, it's like a 9 to 5 job. It's how I kind of treat it. So that way I can have a normal life outside of the streaming. If I had a weird hours and shit, then I wouldn't have a normal life. I wouldn't have a normal sleep schedule. I'd be all fucked up.
Stare at chat instead of playing the game. Although with all my pausing, we are about 26 minutes behind where he's actually at. That means we can skip his bathroom break. Just staring at chat for 5 minutes.
Say hi to dog. I will say hi to dog meat, Jay. He's dog meat. I will say hello to dog meat.
Are we really going to have 5, 10, 15 minutes of you staring at chat instead of playing the fucking game?
Okay, kind of starting to calm down here. I want to say thank you all for the early support today. It's much appreciated. If you like the Fallout stuff, please support it. I can tell you this, the video views are pretty good. We've actually had a good amount of people who have been doing like super chats, super thanks on the videos. That's cool because I almost never get super thanks. And in the last week, I actually got some super thanks on the Fallout.
So you're making more money than you let your fans know. How much in super thanks? How many behind the scenes tips? How much money are you hiding from your audience?
Stuff. That's much appreciated. But yeah, for those of you who are here live, thank you for supporting the streams. You all know, I try to hit that $50 goal every stream. That's awesome if we do. And thanks to everyone who's already hanging out and chilling and supporting. I appreciate that. What's up, Game Boy? How's it going today? All right. Shall we adjourn? I feel like we've run out of topics and people are just kind of meandering around here. So I feel like I feel like it's time to begin. Blinky, you're a complete idiot. Enjoy your ban. Saying stuff, dumb stuff. I literally just explained how my job is different from everyone else's. That if I got up at 7 a.m. and was streaming, you would just hear me talking and would wake everyone up in the house, right? He goes, oh, I'll tell my boss I can't get to work at 7 a.m. because I'm going to wake up my family. Your job does not require you to talk loudly in your house, waking everyone up in the household. You could probably quiet.
DSP. If he said, say he sleeps in bed with his wife, unlike you, he's confirmed multiple times that Cat sleeps in a separate bedroom because of his snoring. So let's say Blinky actually sleeps with his wife in the same bedroom. Now he's got to be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning. His alarm goes off. You think his alarm doesn't disturb his wife? You think his alarm doesn't disturb the cat or dog or child in the house? That's one of my exes. She was very much a part of the whole separate living because she'd been married before. She didn't want to be married again. She didn't want to live with someone again because you know what? When she gets home from work, she wants to do chores and blast music for 3 hours. She can. If she wants to sit down and watch old Mad TV clips, she can. If she's got to be at work if she's doing a swing shift, or you work like 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. for like 2 days, and then being a nurse fucking sucks, in my opinion, because you get some fucking hours, like the 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift. But guess what? She's got to be working 3 o'clock in the morning. Her alarm goes off at 1:45 a.m. It doesn't wake me up because she's in her apartment, I'm at my house, whatever. Or it's her day off, but I gotta work. Well, guess what? She gets to sleep in because my alarm going off at 4:45 in the morning doesn't wake her up because we're not in the same place. But let's say you did live in the same household. Well, then yeah, when she's has to work 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. Oh, fuck me. It's 1:45 a.m. I'm waking up. She's getting out of bed. That's going to disturb me. The alarm's going to disturb me. It's going to fucking suck. Hopefully, I can fall back asleep. Or it's her day off where she's working the 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. shift. So she gets to sleep in. My alarm goes off at 4:45 in the morning because I got to work that day. Guess what? That alarm's going to disturb her. That alarm's going to wake her up. Me getting out of bed is going to disturb her. Hopefully, she'd be able to get back to sleep. So, excuse me, Mr. DSP of, no one can work any earlier than 11 a.m. You can't get up any earlier than 10:45 a.m. or you'll disturb your whole household, guys. Just getting out of bed, DSP, would disturb the person you're with if you slept in the same fucking bed, which we all know you don't.
Quietly get up and get ready for work and leave. And
yes, he doesn't know what 7 a.m. is.
But you're an idiot. You don't listen to me, so go fuck yourself. Okay. Yes, don't worry. Today I will definitely upload the podcast. Yesterday I forgot to upload the podcast at the right time. I did all the React videos and I forgot to upload the podcast and I didn't do it till night. Today I will definitely upload this along with the gameplay videos. No worries there. Okay, are we good? I feel like we're good. Thank you guys for chilling with me here on the show and for listening to the news. I'm now very excited for Street Fighter 6, May 22nd, the big update. And thank you all for watching. Hope to see you for Fallout and Elden Ring today, and I'll tell you all about how it went tomorrow on the show. Peace out, everyone. I'll see you Tuesday.
All right, time for him to take a piss break. How long is that piss break going to be?
Let's get set up here. My excellent Fallout border. The sun just came out outside really bright. Holy shit. Sheesh. It's like blaringly bright out there right now. Which is probably why I look so bright on camera. It's coming through the blinds. It's so bright out there. Like, oh my god. Okay. How many hours of sleep do I usually get? Depends on the night. Depends on when I fall asleep, how tired I am. It could vary. I think the sweet spot you want to aim for is between 6 to 7 hours, and that's what I try to get every night. Some nights I don't get to sleep that fast, and I get less. Some nights
Up until 3 o'clock in the morning, you get 7 hours of sleep. You're waking up at 10 o'clock in the morning. DSP, that is fucking god-awful. You're not a real fucking human. Now, if you worked a second shift job or a third shift job, yeah, sure. You can have some weird hours, but you don't. Your stream ends at what? 8 o'clock your time? 9 o'clock your time? So you're not working second shift. You're getting out of work and you're already home. There's no travel time. You're already fucking home and you've already had dinner at 4 o'clock in the afternoon like a fucking 80-year-old. You could very well get to bed by 10 o'clock. Fall asleep by 11. Get your 7 hours of sleep, you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Instead, you're up till 3 o'clock in the fucking morning, your time.
nights I'm super duper pooped, and I fall asleep early, and I get that much or more. So it all depends on the night. No, I haven't got any new blinds or anything like that. In a little while, it won't even matter because in a little while, the air conditioner will be on, and therefore, there will be no heat issues in this office because the air conditioner will always keep it cool. Right now, we actually are very lucky. We've had a string of cooler weather for the last week and a half, and it looks like it will persist for the next week and a half. Usually by now, I actually kind of have the air conditioner in already, but I feel like I've been lucky this year with the weather, so I'm hoping for the best. You know, the later the better, because that means less cost of electricity and also fresh air for longer. And fresh air is better than having this processed air, you know, running through this air conditioner. So we'll see how it goes. But hopefully, I will be able to hold off as long as possible. Probably like mid to late May, it's gonna be in there. The good news is you guys shouldn't hear it this year. Unlike previous years where you always heard that atmospheric noise of the air conditioner, I have filters on the mic now. You should not hear it ever. You will never hear that.
Took him 15 years to put mic filters on. Don't forget that. Now he's just sitting there. He's not playing the fucking game. At 12:35 his time.
Games? I delete when I'm done with them. Like for example, right now I know I'm totally done with Alone in the Dark. So that's one I can definitely get rid of. I'm not gonna be playing that again. We did the 2 runs already, right? Sea of Stars, we're gonna go back to at some point. Harold Halibut, probably not, but it's a small game anyway, and everything else I'm playing, you know, don't have too much else on here. So I basically delete them when I need to. That's the thing though, and I actually talked about this recently. A lot of people have said when this console gen was launching that the consoles just didn't have enough storage space, right? Like PS5 and Xbox Series X. Oh my god, the storage space is so small. Everyone's gonna need to buy expansion hard drives. And there were so many advocates, buy the expansion hard drive, buy the expansion flash.
I ordered my expansion hard drive with my PS5 when I ordered the PS5. Best thing ever. Extra 2 terabytes. And it took me longer to figure out how to take the plastic cover off than it did actually install it. Install it is literally like 2 screws. Unscrew the screws, put it in, screw them back in, put the plastic cover back on, done. Takes maybe 5 minutes. If you don't, have to get on the Google machine going, alright, how the fuck do you get the plastic cover off? Where the fuck is it? Oh, it's right there. Find it, click, alright, it's off.
Flash card, buy this, and they're all expensive. They're like $300, right? Like the cost of the console to expand your hard drive space. I have never had.
What the fuck are you talking about? PS5 expansion drive. No, not how to add it. I just want to buy it. $129.99, $85, $94.99, $79.99, $96. Ooh, that's an expensive one. Oh, so they got a 4 terabyte one? That one's $349.99. So $350 for a 4 terabyte one. That is double what I got. Holy shit. Huh. Thankfully, I don't need that much. So yeah, it is not the same cost as the console, guys. You gotta spend just as much on the expansion as you do on the console. Let's see. What size is this one? 2 terabyte for $199. 2 terabyte external for $80. 2 terabyte for $149. So for $150, you get a 2 terabyte internal. So expansion drive, nice. Really good prices. Here's a 2 terabyte for $125 with heatsink. $179 for 2 terabyte. 2 terabyte for $169. So between $150 and $180 to get an expansion drive, not $300. You can put up to 8 terabytes. Holy fuck! Can't imagine having that much space. Thankfully, my 2 terabyte was more than I needed. Especially since I can delete games. But still, holy shit, 8 terabytes? You might be able to fit a whole Call of Duty on there.
I had a problem whatsoever with hard drive space. Not once. Not once as to have, oh shit, I can't fix this stuff. Or I'll fit this stuff. Not once at all. So I don't understand, like, unless you're playing 8, 9 games at a time, who the fuck does that? I don't know how you could run on hard drive space. Even the base hard drives in these consoles have never been an issue for me. Why would I spend $300 on an expansion flash card or hard drive? It seems like a pretty stupid ripoff. And what's funny is so many people were recommending that when the consoles first came out, and I was like, I'm going to wait and see, and I'm very glad I did. Okay.
He probably would have fucked it up and destroyed his console.
All right, guys. Real fast. I'm just going to go use the restroom, and then we're going to begin. It will not be a long break, but I'm just going to go do that before we begin, and then we'll start, so I'll be right back.
Well, good point. He's playing on 3 or 4 different consoles. So, all right, well, this game goes on this console, this game goes on that console. Yeah, you're not going to be using up as much space. Get the bathroom break, and he's back. The 2021 prize
stole
would be
my
$3.
seat when I was using the bathroom. It's all right. Just you silly guy. How dare you steal my seat? How dare you steal my seat? He wants to stream. He wants to stream, but he's told me that he wants to play the Little Kitty Big City game. And it's not out yet. It comes out in early May. Says I should check it out. So maybe I'll have to check that out on Game Pass. All right. You guys ready to get started? So, let's boot her up. And if I think I am going to get this mod that basically is this big cumulative patch for the game that fixes all the game bugs. Apparently, they just made it compatible with the game. So I think I'll probably do that, and then we'll get started. And hopefully that will fix a lot of issues and wonkiness of the game.
See, I got 2 terabyte for my PS5,
Yeah,
but I ordered it when I
wow.
ordered my PS5.
That's disturbing, actually. Okay, mods, add-ons, right? Or is it Creation Club or add-ons? What would it be? Oh, no, it would definitely be Creation Club, right? All mods disable achievements, is that true? I mean, I don't think I'm going to be getting many achievements anyway, because I already played the game 9 years ago, but maybe I would get melee-based achievements, right? I don't even know how this works, honestly. How does this work?
What the fuck? Are they charging you for them? Wait a minute. When I did it on the PS4, it didn't charge you for them. It's
in mods, not Creation Club. Oh, it doesn't work. Look. There's no mod setting. I can't do it. It doesn't exist. Apparently mods are disabled. Yeah.
Oh, you fucked up already, DSP.
Not there. So I guess they disabled all mods with this update. How nice of them. Wow, how nice of them, right? I guess we're not doing that. Nothing I can do about that.
Apparently you have to be connected, and sometimes it grays out and you have to restart. Guys, I can't restart. That's too much work.
Okay.
Okay, shut the fuck up, DSP. I'm done with you for today. That was a good one. I say I make fun of him multiple times across multiple videos. Gotta say though, DSP, shut the fuck up about getting up early. You don't get up early. You have never gotten up early. Last time you had to get up early was what? During your office job? And even then, that was a 9 to 5 office job, wasn't it? So, oh no, guys, I had to get up at 7:30 so I can be able to work on time. He'd probably be drunk and hungover at the time. Hell. Guys, it's $300 for one. Really, DSP? $300 for an expansion drive. Oh, wait a minute. $200 for a 2 terabyte. You get this one for $150, or you get this one for $125. You get this one for $179, $169, $144, $157. And again, you can go up to apparently 8 terabytes now. Holy shit, that's insane. Let's see. Let's sort by. Alright. Oh, it's gonna be 2 terabyte up no matter what. Really want me to choose 4 terabytes, huh? Alright, so 2 terabytes and up. Let's look for a really expensive one. Huh, none of these are that expensive. Oh, wait, here we go. 8 terabyte. With heatsink, compatible with Sony PS5 internal M2 slot. $869. or $72 a month across 12 months. We all know how much DSP loves doing that 12-month, 18-month, whatever payment plan on Amazon. So I could get an 8 terabyte one for $72 a month. Although with tax, I'd probably knock it up to $75 a month, but still. $75 a month for 8 terabytes of hard drive space. That's less than he spends in an hour in WWE Champions. He spends over $800 a week on WWE Champions, but he can't spend it to get an expansion drive for his PS5. Even 1 terabyte would help a lot, but I figured I'd go with 2 terabyte just to be safe. So far, $869 most expensive for an 8 terabyte. Where's the 4 terabyte one? Here's another 8 terabyte one for $1,000. Well, $994.95, but with tax be over $1,000, or $82.91 a month for 12 months. So $85 a month after taxes. Which $85 a month? That's like $3 more than what I'm spending on Hulu in a month. Well, I do the Hulu, Disney, ESPN Plus package for $80 a month. So for same price as I pay for Hulu, I can get an 8 terabyte that's really fucking good. Holy shit, that's insane. Alright, do we have it? Oh, here's a 4 terabyte one for $509. Or $42.50 a month, so probably $45 a month after tax. $45 a month? Like, holy shit, that's nothing. And they also have sales all the time, especially, like, so let's say you wanted to wait till Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So you could wait till, like, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and probably get these for $100, $200 less. Can you imagine an 8 terabyte one for $700? Well, $699.99. Well, here's another 4 terabyte one for $250. $250? What? That's really fucking cheap for 4 terabytes. Another 4 terabyte one for $379, or $31.67 for a month for 12 months. Like, you can definitely get some good storage space. Guys, it's $300. It's the same cost as the console. Yeah, if you get the 4 terabyte one, which, fuck, that'd be insane to have. You know it, Garrett. So DSP, you can cry and bitch all you want. For those of us who actually like video games, we're gonna keep playing them. We're gonna keep enjoying them. I thought about getting that crab game to play off stream on my own just to check it out, see how cool it is. And mind you, that Tree Sentinel boss that he fought in the very first part of his gameplay, you're supposed to skip that. Just like the Tree Sentinel in Elden Ring. You skip it, you go around, after a few hours you come back and then you kick its ass. DSP, he can't do that, guys. But, with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. And as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a Monday. This is why I don't work Mondays. Can't get a case of the Mondays if you don't fucking work them. Don't have to worry about my swing line stapler disappearing. Actually, as long as they're already live. What do you guys think? Stick with Diablo 4 or go back to Pillars of Eternity 2? Or maybe do a mix and match like, alright, well, on Wednesday, when you get out of work, come home and play Diablo 4. But then on Thursday, actually, oh, wait. No, Wednesday's my day off this week. I could do like, alright, on my day off on Wednesday, play Pillars of Eternity 2 because I can start at noon or whatever. And then, like, alright, Thursday, Friday, get home from work around 3 o'clock, 3:30, depending on how long I spend at the gym. Hop on Diablo 4, because Diablo 4 is a lot easier, I feel, to just jump into and play around for a bit. While Pillars of Eternity 2, it's like, alright, well, I'm in the middle of a mission, and it's 7 o'clock, well, I gotta get ready for bed. While Diablo 4 is very much a game of, alright, well, just finish the dungeon. I guess I'll stop here for now. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to do it like that, where it be Pillars of Eternity 2 on my days off, Diablo 4 on days on. Because I'm not dropping Pillars of Eternity 2. It's not catching on to me like Baldur's Gate 3 or Divinity Original Sin 2 did. But it's still a good game, and I still want to finish it. Man, Diablo 4 is a fuck ton of fun. Still not as good as Diablo 2. Not even close to it. But Diablo 2 is a 10 out of 10. Diablo 4 is a 7 out of 10, which is very good. It's above average. It's not great. I'm not going to be at work going, man, I should have called off work so I can play some more Diablo 4. Like I did with Baldur's Gate 3. But it's still a really good fucking game. I gotta get going. See you guys.